Last year, this is about the time the Tigers took off. Does that help as you kind of grind through the dog days?
Yeah, I think so, because I think, August is positioned, with a lot of experiences in the last 4 months, and then also some hope for what September and October can bring. And here is August. It's the hottest month. It's the grind. It's usually some tough travel. Guys are dinged up a little bit. And the sport doesn't care. It just fires you into more games, less off days. We get a little bit of a break in September. And then obviously the media attention is always going to be heightened because, there's curiosity how this division is going to play out, and people start talking about playoffs. So a lot that challenges you mentally and physically, but the schedule's.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chef.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
As someone who grew up in the era of the twist, the locomotion, the Freddy, and other outrageous dances, the floss is easily the worst of all time.
The fan did touch that ball, and that's a big whoops. Any relation to Grant? I don't know. That guy was having a hard time figuring out what screen he was supposed to be looking at.
What a play! Alan Rodin! And hopefully he is all right.
Look at it's his eye black. That's his eye black. It has been transferred from face to wall.
He knows that it's an important start for him, and he pitched against these guys in April. It's a little bit of a different team, so it's a fresh start for him and a fresh start for them against him.
And real quickly, it looks like the strength of the Sox pitching staff is the bullpen. It's been very good since the beginning of June. 4 lefties in the bullpen. How does that match up against your lineups the next 3 days?
Yeah, so today's the bullpen day where they have a couple guys down, and so I'm not sure how they're going to deploy their guys. I know Tyler Alexander's going to pitch, and them using the opener, didn't really change our lineup. Maybe one extra lefty in there at the top, trying to get Carp and a bat against Peguero. And then we'll see what happens. They do have an answer, but they also know I'll hit for anybody. So it could come down to the big matchup at some point, whether it's their kids coming in, Boozer coming in against Jahmai Jones, or Andy Ibanez off the bench. We'll generally start our normal lineup that I think fans and people are used to us starting. And, if we hit the ball against the starter the way we did yesterday, it makes it tougher for them to deploy their bullpen the way they want.
All right, AJ, thank you.
You got it.
Tigers manager AJ Hinch, stay with us. We've got more after this on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free, or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations. Member FDIC.
Wallside is the smart choice. Smart because we are the factory. Our windows are custom made. That means no middleman. No middleman markups. Smart because we're dependable. Wallside guarantees every window for 35 years, no matter who owns the house. And smart because we're affordable. Get half off every window and Wallside's exclusive, no interest extended financing. 1-800-521-7800 or go to wallside.com.
Jeff Rieger with the Rumble.
I'm going to go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some...
Crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
We had a special guest on the field before the game today, Pepe the Penguin.
Pepe was a little cranky today.
If you're at the ballpark with your kid, what's most important? You got to get snacks for Junior. This is a rare father-son first base coaching combo.
Well, after Dinger put up a sign that said, "Mrs. Met, call me," Mrs. Met has her response.
That hit my bat. That was a foul ball I want to hit. He was trying to stay in the hit. See, look, he said foul ball, foul ball. He didn't want to go down to first base. He wanted to hit.
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
Is win. All we do is win.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Man, this Ford Escape is sweet. Smooth ride, killer tech. It's like driving a game winner.
See, that's because I got it from my local Ford dealer. Deal of the season, kid.
Seriously? Yeah. How'd you pull that off?
Well, simple. Next time you're there, look them in the eye and say, Big Al sent you.
What do I get, the Big Al discount or something?
Better than that, you get treated like a legend.
Well then, mind if we swing by our neighborhood Michigan Ford dealer right now?
Now you're talking. Let's go!
Back to the Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers broadcast booth. From the field, brought to you by Meyer, official partner of the Detroit Tigers.
Good evening, Tiger fans. This is Bobby Scales with the Tigers from the Field Report ahead of Game 1 here on the south side of Chicago at Wright Field. Here with longtime Chicago White Sox broadcaster Darren Jackson. DJ, thanks for being on with us today.
Bobby, it's a pleasure. Good to see you and looking forward to getting to this conversation.
Absolutely. Well, listen, coming into the series, White Sox, this is a different White Sox team in a different year. 43-75, fifth in the Central. You got a win yesterday, salvage the back end of a 3-game series with Cleveland. But this is a very different White Sox team, a fusion of young talent. We'll get to that in a moment. But obviously, coming off the really tough year last year, this is a different team. How is this team different?
Of late, let's just talk about that first, Bobby, because the second half turned around for this team offensively. We'd struggled offensively and basically mechanically all around we'd struggled, but the team hadn't been catching up to the fastball in the first half. I'm talking about late on every fastball, almost everybody all the time. Maybe Benintendi was the only guy catching up to some heat. So the focus was going into the second half, we've got to hit the fastball better. And collectively, it seems like the light switch came on and everybody started getting in fastball counts, getting the barrel out to the baseball, hitting for more power, doubles, home runs are coming now. That makes us a better offensive club, yes, but also a threat to opposing pitchers who don't want to lay it in.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude? My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I got to eat arepas with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me, everything's good. I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
They flipped with the glove. That was not a good idea.
All he needed to do was try to get the lead guy by giving a nice easy feed.
No, stay on your feet. No. I thought he was going to stay on his feet.
Uh-oh. The Goose did not know that the game was starting. Maybe the Goose thought it was 6:45 first pitch time.
Oh, man, off the glove and off the dome. He's saying, oh, man, what happened? It's a moment that he'll never forget, and that'll be on the blooper everywhere.
You don't pay until we win, treating you like family, because that's how you deserve to be treated. That's the Bernstein Advantage. The Sam Bernstein Law Firm, 1-800-CALL-SAM.
The Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Michigan's first family of law.
At Jack Dimmer Lincoln, the all-new 2025 Lincoln Navigator has arrived. Thoughtfully designed with you in mind. Enjoy hands-free driving with Lincoln Blue Cruise, personalized scents, and Lincoln Rejuvenate, a 5-minute escape with massage, lighting, and immersive sound. Plus, a stunning 48-inch digital display that keeps it all in view. Discover the Dimmer difference at Jack Dimmer Lincoln.
Swing, there's a drive to left. That one is long.
125 years of baseball tradition continues.
And it's gone, a home run.
Brought to you by Sam Bernstein Law, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Jack Dimmer Ford, Corwell Health, Jack Dimmer Lincoln, Figo, Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, The D Las Vegas, Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers, Northville Lumber, Feiger Law, Meyer, Comerica, McLaren Health, Wallside Windows, and Little Caesars Pizza.
It is a 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a packet or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
Javier Baez. For the homestanding Chicago White Sox, leading off and playing right field is Mike Tauchman. Batting second at second base is Lenin Sosa. Andrew Benintendi will DH and bat third. Luis Robert Jr. will patrol center field and hit fourth. The rookie Colson Montgomery will play shortstop and hit fifth. Curtis Mead is over at first base, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Kyle Teal behind the plate. Michael A. Taylor, the veteran left fielder, he'll hit eighth. And Brooks Baldwin will play third base and bat ninth.
Pitching matchup is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. For all the latest offer, go to Toyota.com. Elvis Peguero, again, will be used as an opener for the Chicago White Sox today. Chris Paddock makes his 24th start, third in a Tigers uniform. And that brings us to our keys to the game. Brought to you by Bell's Founders and Laundering, proudly distributed by Rave Associates. 2 starts in a Tigers uniform, Bobby, for Chris Paddock. 6 innings, 1 run on 3 hits. 4 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits. The common theme in both starts, hard contact by opponents. This is a White Sox offense that has been bad all year until the last 20 games. Keys for him to have a good start and limit the hard contact.
Keep them off balance, use all your pitches, and change the eye level of this team. When he's good, he's in the zone. He's in the edges of the zone. Get out of the middle of the plate, even to the point where you may see Dylan Dingler shade the edges more so than he's done previously with Tiger pitchers this year. Get out of the middle of the plate, use your off speed, change eye level and speed.
White Sox come in at 43 and 75. Tigers 68 and 51. They now get ready to face 28-year-old from the Dominican Republic, Elvis Peguero. First pitch slider, swing and a miss. And we are underway here on the south side of Chicago at Guaranteed Rate Field. Tigers and White Sox, third meeting of the year. The Tigers have taken 5 of 7, split 4 games here earlier this year. Slider misses a little bit low. Game time weather is brought to you by Clean Express Auto Wash, the official car wash of the Detroit Tigers. Fast, easy, clean, and free vacuums. First pitch brought to you by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. 86 degrees as we get this game underway from the stretch. Very low arm angle, isn't it, Bobby? Swing and a miss on a fastball, 96 up.
Yeah, very, very low. Low 3/4 delivery from the big right-hander out of the DR. Big man, gets down the hill. Really good extension on his fastball. So that 95 will play a little bit harder than that.
1-2, got him. Boy, 97 with tremendous movement on the sinker. You don't see Gleyber Torres frozen by that pitch very often. He was frozen by the sinker. 1 up, 1 down on the strikeout.
Yeah, that's a nasty pitch right there. That's that 2-seam fastball. That's all he throws is 2-seam fastball slider, 53% 2-seam fastball, 47% slider. Started that one way out in the left-handed batter's box and caught the edge.
That brings up Kerry Carpenter. First pitch, fastball strike. Peguero's had 2 good years for Milwaukee. Last 2 years working out of the bullpen. Walks started to climb last year. They climbed higher this year, and then Milwaukee just let him go. White Sox picked him up. This is his first appearance wearing the White Sox black and white uniform. Slider, swing and a miss down under the bat of Kerry Carpenter. Has been swinging a hot bat since he has returned from the injured list. Trying to figure out how long Peguero is going to go tonight. Most of his outings this year, and again, this was earlier in the year with Milwaukee, were the 1 and 2 inning variety. Slider down, swing and a miss. Carpenter strikes out, 2 up and 2 down. Last couple of years, walk rate near 5 last year with a strikeout rate of 8 in 51 innings of work. Kind of lucky to have an ERA at 2.98. That's where he was. That brings up Wenzel Perez. Lefties, righties. Zach's been a little tougher on lefties in his career. First pitch sinker misses a little bit low. Mike Estabrook is the home plate umpire today. This is an experienced crew. Laz Diaz, the crew chief at first. Dan Bellino at second. Brian O'Nora is tonight's third base umpire. Just underway and scoreless. The 1-0. Swinging a foul to the screen. This looks like tough stuff for righties and lefties.
Yeah, this is a good arm, and this is why guys like him continue to get opportunities. Low three-quarter slot, little slingy motion. And Gas comes out with some good movement, arm side run and sink.
So out of the bullpen, just a two-pitch pitcher, fastball and slider. Slider at the belt. I'm not sure he wanted it there. It's got bite at the plate, though. Didn't feel like a hanger at the belt.
No, it wasn't quite a hanger. He didn't want it there. Kyle Teal wanted that ball down and into Wenzel Perez. He really hung it, but it had some good action on it late.
The 1-2, got him. Wow. Slider down and in, squarely in the strike zone. And Figueroa, the opener, strikes out the side. We're at the bottom of the first inning. Tigers and White Sox in the first of 3 in Chicago. Scoreless. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame can tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
The official law firm of the Detroit Tigers. All we do is win.
All we do is win.
For every Tigers home run, Ashley, the official furniture and mattress provider of the Detroit Tigers, donates up to $500 to nonprofits supporting Michigan kids. Go Tigers!
No score, bottom of the first inning. First pitch fastball, strike one. Mike Tauchman at the plate. The White Sox getting ready to face the 29-year-old native of Austin, Texas. Still makes his home a little west of Austin, Texas. Chris Paddock making his third start in a Tigers uniform, coming over from the Twins. Curveball a little bit low.
Yeah, Chris Paddock out there. 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball. Doesn't throw the 2-seamer very often. Changeup, curveball, slider, and a cutter.
1-1, changeup up.
Yeah, the key for Paddock is, we talked about it earlier, Dan. The key for Paddock is he's got to get out of the middle of the plate, use that fastball up and down, spin the breaking balls, both of them off of it, and use the changeup as well.
2-1, ground ball to first base, bobbled by Torkelson. He'll flip to Paddock to reward him for coming over. Could have made the play unassisted. 1 up and 1 down here in the first inning. Paddock is a fly ball pitcher, and that was kind of not the concerning thing, but you didn't notice in that first start against Arizona, Bobby, it was 6 innings, 1 run on 3 hits, but 10 hard hit balls, and most of them were fly balls, and many threatened the warning track.
Yeah, he lives on his fly balls. He lives on mishits that typically are up in the zone with that 4-seam fastball, or if he can get
line drive, base it into left center, and a slider that hung up a little bit off the bat of Lenin Sosa.
Just to finish that thought, or if he can get guys to bite on that curveball, be out in front a little bit and get under it and lift those fly balls to the outfield. In this case, that was just a slider. It wasn't a bad pitch, but it was up. It was off the plate just a hair, and Sosa was able to get enough on it to beat Zach McKinstry at shortstop.
Last start against the Twins, he gave up 3 in the first inning. Lucchesio hit a home run in the first off the pitch that he uses the least, the cutter, and then another home run later, also off the cutter in his better start against some hard contact against Arizona. That was a good offense. In his better start, Bobby, he seemed to pare down his pitches.
Yeah.
Meaning it was 80%, 4 out of every 5 pitches with a fastball, change, curveball. Line drive right to second base. Torres will flip to Torkelson. Bad base running by Sosa. He was taking off for second, and that's an easy line drive out. Inning-ending double play.
You'll take it how you can get them, Dan.
Head to the second inning scoreless in Chicago on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for...
If you were to find a jersey, or if you swap a jersey, one of the players on the National League, who would it be? Who would you pick?
Okay, so I got an Ohtani jersey last year, so
Nice.
I'm gonna probably say Harper.
Maybe Judge. He's one of the greatest to play the game in the last 5, 6, 7 years, so it'd be cool to have his jersey. Ellie's been fun to watch. Yeah, Ellie'd be a cool one. I mean, his jersey would probably be too big for me. It'd probably go down to my knees.
Our first inning today was brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. Spencer Torkelson leads off. Green Ibanez to follow. Fastball sinks low and away. Try to get a little swing back away from the righty. Torque takes ball 1, hitting .241, 25 home runs, 65 RBIs. Very consistent power production. Slider, yeah. Ball's width and a half below the knees for a called strike. Mike Estabrook has expanded early on both the fastball and the slider. The 1-1. Big sweeping slider away. Tyler Alexander, the ex-Tiger, just now beginning to throw. He's on the mound. He has not yet begun to throw. We're looking for him to see when he might come in, trying to guess when he's going to come in. Fastball for a strike. What we saw in the first inning from Peguero, it's like, well, let's see if he can go a little longer.
I think Will Venable said, run that back out there. Ethan, don't overthink this. Just tell Tyler to hang on for a second. That's pretty good stuff in the first.
Struck out the side. 2 uncalled third strikes. Torque waiting on a 2-2. Sinker away has been a weapon. Slider away. Darts down and out of the strike zone. 3-2 on Torque. Tigers went through a stretch that we talked about where they drew 13 walks in 13 games. Over the weekend against the Angels, they drew 13 walks in 3 games. The 3-2, swinging a high pop-up on the infield. Montgomery, the new shortstop since we last saw the Sox, makes the catch. That was a towering pop-up. And, Bobby, we talked about it a little bit yesterday that it's just a reflection of swing decisions and maybe guys trying to do a little bit too much. You don't ever go up looking to draw walks because that can lead to passiveness. But it was a reflection you felt of kind of where this offense was. The only damage was coming on home runs, but there wasn't traffic on the base paths. Strike on the outside edge. AJ sounded really happy with what we saw really most of the weekend against the Angels, but yesterday, 16 base runners, 6 walks, and that's what energizes this offense and fuels the offense.
Without a doubt. I mean, there's no, that without a doubt.
Strike 1. Sinker low at 97, 1-1 on Riley Green.
And let's peel the layers all the way back. It goes to every single pitch, being on the fastball. Being on the fastball, being able to adjust to other pitches. When you get something you should hit, fire on it. Regardless of what happens, fire on it. If you don't, take it. Good, sound approach leads to base hits, and it also leads to walks.
Line drive, base hit down the right field line off the bat of Riley Green. That's going to get all the way to the fence. Talkman will field it. Riley Green will round first and cruise into second base, standing up. Sharp line drive single. We saw it yesterday, Bobby, an early RBI single, and AJ, and you talked about it as well. Your favorite at-bat of the day, even though he hit a home run later, was the line drive single.
Right up the middle, without a doubt. He wasn't trying to do too much with that pitch. It was a two-seamer down. He just threw the barrel at it. Didn't try to yank it, didn't try to hit it in the right center field gap, sent it right back where it came from. When you do that, you're going to see Riley Green get going. He's able to cover different pitch types and different velocities when you're in the middle of the field.
That was 101 off his bat on a slider that's been a real weapon. Andy Ibanez steps to the plate. It's time for dollars on deck. If Ibanez gets a hit, Northville Lumber will donate to Detroit Blightbusters. Northville Lumber is Michigan's oldest business and largest Trex decking dealer. Slider swing and a miss. So the challenge for AJ tonight was trying to figure out how to load his lineup with lefties, how to place the lefties in this lineup, knowing that Tyler Alexander will be coming in soon, and he has really done a nice job shutting down lefties this year. Shot up the middle, deflected off the glove of Peguero, and then Montgomery won't be able to field it cleanly. I'm not sure even if he does that he gets Ibanez, because that ball died after hitting. It looked like the glove of Peguero on the grass behind the mound. Everybody is safe. Riley Green ends up on third. Runners at the corners, one out.
No, Dan, he doesn't get Peguero, and that's a nice job by Andy Ibanez. Sometimes struggles a little bit against sinker, slider guys from the right side. The way his swing path is, and especially with guys like Peguero with that good sinker and that slider that's got some width to it. He does a nice job of staying on that pitch, hitting it off the glove of Peguero, got a base hit. Tigers are first and third here with one out in the second.
Dingler at the plate. Tyler Alexander has been throwing. Let's pause right now for station identification on the Detroit Tigers radio network. Second inning today is brought to you by the Michigan Lottery, introducing the new Tigers Instant Game pull tab and online games. Dylan Dingler takes fastball way away. Dingler digs in, hitting .269 with 10 home runs, 43 RBIs. We'll be concentrating on the right-handed bats when Alexander comes in. Righties hit him better than lefties, but not like they have in past years. Soft ground ball foul, and there are some big important bats. All the righties in the lineup tonight have big numbers, as in an 850 OPS or higher. Remember, league average around 720 against lefties. Torres, Perez from the right side, Torkelson, Dingler, and Baez. The 1-1. Sinker misses in. Good hitters count for Dingler. Tigers trying to take the early lead. Sox had lost 5 of 6 before beating Cleveland yesterday. Again, 33 games below the 500 mark, 32 games below the 500 mark, but you look at their kind of series by series, game by game, they're playing very competitive games, whereas last year, obviously 120 plus losses, there were a lot of blowouts, but it just feels like this is, and we saw it earlier this year when the Tigers split 4 here. It's a tougher matchup.
It's a tougher matchup. They've cleaned up some of the things. It's a general overall better feeling in the clubhouse. They brought some young blood up from some prospects up from the minor leagues, and they're playing better baseball.
Ibanez takes off. They're going to throw through. Ibanez is going to get caught in the rundown, and he's going to be tagged out. Riley Green, no chance to advance. Rarely see the Tigers do that. Ibanez took off. Sox played it perfectly.
Yeah, they did. If Andy was dead to rights right here, you would like to see him stop sooner, give himself a little bit more runway, stay in the pickle a little bit longer. But at that point, Riley Green had decided he's not going to break home. And so at that point, it was just going to take a misplay by the Sox for Andy to get out of it, and they executed it properly.
Caught stealing 2-6-3 to 3-1. Backup slider. Gets a called strike. Dingler raising his arms up out of the way. Well, that changes the look quite a bit. Yeah, Riley was not coming down the line at all, was he?
Not at all.
The 3-2. Swinging line drive into right. A base hit for Dylan Dingler. Slider was up and away. Drove it into right. Riley Green crosses the plate. Tigers take a 1-0 lead for the second straight day. The first run scores on a 2-out line drive single.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that 2-strike count, that slider down and away from Dylan Dingler. Probably a ball, but he went down and got it. Strong man got enough of it and flipped it into right field.
And this is the spot where Will Venable would like Tyler Alexander to come in. Lefty coming up, and Zach McKinstry. Lefty who hits lefties, by the way. Sox going to their bullpen, second inning. 1-0 Tigers with 2 outs and a man on. We'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Detroit baseball is crushing it. And you know what else is a game changer?
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Second inning today is brought to you in part by Northville Lumber, the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. They bringing you this series with the Chicago White Sox. Sweeper away. McKinstry at the plate, the ex-Tiger Tyler Alexander. From the Tigers to Tampa to Milwaukee to Chicago. And he is pitching as well as he has ever pitched at the major league level in his 37 innings with Chicago. McKinstry has big numbers against lefties this year, waiting on a 1-1. Swing and a miss. Sweeper with some bite. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Alexander, 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, cutter, sweeper, and a changeup. Uses them all. Any count, both-handed hitters, likes to make X's on the plate with the different shapes of pitches, and will run that 2-seamer in to lefties and sweep it away.
Man on, 2 outs, a 1-2. Fastball up, goes off the glove of the catcher. Teal back to the screen. Dingler goes down to second base. He's there with 2 outs and a 2-2 count. McKinstry hitting .330 against lefties this year. This is the kind of lefty who can give him trouble. Lefty with a good sweeper. If that lefty comes in with a fastball, man, Zach is on it.
He has been on it.
Waiting on a 2-2. Alexander works third base side. The 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul. That's the kind of pitch he can drive. Fastball right at the belt.
And unpredictable guys too. I mean, he'll throw a cutter in a count where you wouldn't expect it. I mean, he just kind of mixes and matches. He does a lot of, you can tell he reads swings and body language of hitters.
2-2. Sweeper away. That's the other thing we see with Zach McKinstry against lefties. Long at-bats. Yeah. Disciplined at-bats. Doesn't chase. He covers over 90 plate appearances against lefties where he's hit .330. 12 extra base hits of his 28 hits.
Management and consulting solutions have helped businesses face their future with confidence. Whether your business is across the street or around the world, we are ready to help you through any challenge. As a proud partner of the Detroit Tigers, we want to do the same for the city of Detroit and all of Michigan. We're dedicated to building confidence together with you. To learn more, visit ajg.com. Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant.
This is your sign to get a large 2-topping Crazy Crust pizza for $6.99 when you order online from Little Caesars. It's fate that you're hearing about this delicious crust sprinkled with Parmesan. And the universe wants you to know there's over a dozen toppings to choose from. Order online with promo code JustCrustUs to get a large 2-topping Crazy Crust pizza for $6.99 for a limited time. Little Caesars is the real deal. Pizza, pizza. Offer available for a limited time online only and at participating Little Caesars stores. Enter promo code JustCrustUs online or via the Little Caesars app at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. See our website or app for more information.
Get ready to level up your trading card collection with 2025 Topps Chrome Baseball. Packed with the hottest rookies and fan-favorite vets, this year's release is an absolute showstopper, all in the signature Chrome Shine. We're talking draw-dropping designs, and of course, those coveted Chrome rookie autos. So whether you're chasing hits or just looking to pull heat straight from the pack, Topps Chrome is the move this season. Head over to Topps.com and start your chase today with 2025 Topps Chrome Baseball.
With ER Online Check-In at McLaren, the waiting room can be your living room. View wait times and reserve your spot at mclaren.org/ER.
Paddock facing the White Sox second inning. A couple of hard hit balls in the first, a line drive single and a line drive that resulted in a double play. First pitch to Luis Robert Jr. is a fastball for a called strike. The strike one, swing and a miss on a fastball up. We are going to be watching the location of that fastball very closely with Paddock tonight. The 0-2. Curveball misses down. Javier, just thinking about both starts, the less effective of the two starts, even though there was hard contact in both, was the one where he mixed 5 different pitches. Of his 6 pitches, he mixed 5 kind of equally after the fastball. Fastball up and away. Do you like him maybe just sticking to kind of 3 main ones while mixing in the other ones more selectively?
Yeah, I think that's the play. You have to, when you're trying to do what he's doing, which is rebound off a bad start, you got to take what's working, and then if you want to drop something in,
2-2, curveball away.
You know, be a little bit unpredictable. Maybe you get a 0-2, 1-2, maybe a waste pitch. You want to show something to use it off something else. Do that then. But you got to figure out 1 or 2 or 3 that you can throw for strikes and then locate properly.
Fastball fouled out of play, and that's not where he wants to be with the fastball. It's exactly the kind of fastball you were talking about at the Open. That's 94 middle.
That's 94 middle, and he's lucky to have that one back. Robert Jr. took a stroll out of the box because he knows that was one he should have put a charge into.
Luis Robert Jr.'s had a tough time since the beginning of last year. He's been hot for about a month now. Ground ball hit hard to short. Nice knee-high bouncer. Zach McKinstry, an easy flip to Spencer Torkelson. So hard contact, but on the ground. 1 up and 1 down here in the second inning. Chris Paddock, the numbers through 23 starts, 4-10 with a 4.91 ERA and 121 innings of work. Lefties, righties hit him about the same. Opponents are hitting 260 with some pretty solid power numbers. First pitch cutter misses into Colson Montgomery. Again, that's a pitch he doesn't throw much. I wonder if the Tigers want him to throw it more, but he did give up 2 home runs on that pitch. His last time out, 1 to a righty, 1 to a lefty. Fastball up. That's his pitch.
It is, and I think if you look back, I went all the way back and looked at early in his career, he used to dominate glove side down, and that's something he's gotten away from.
1-0, swinging a foul. That's a well-located 4-seam fastball away. Colson Montgomery at the plate.
You know, and glove side down, and he Paddock's right-handed, so his glove's on his left hand, so that's the fastball on the part of the plate that is towards first base. Arm side, obviously, would be the part of the plate that's towards third base. But he used to nail glove side down and pitch more down in his zone and then change eye level and go up. He's kind of reversed that as he's gotten a little bit older.
It's a big power threat at the plate. Changeup misses low and away. This is our first look at Colson Montgomery, who didn't hit for average, had nice power numbers in the minor leagues. He's come up and he started his career with a bang. Swinging a little soft tap foul again right at home plate on another changeup. That was a pretty good one down. But Bobby, he didn't hit a home run his first 14 major league games. Now his last 17, he's hit 9 in 63 at-bats.
Yeah.
And it's to all fields.
All fields. He's covered velocity, 6 on the fastball, 2 on breaking stuff, 1 on a changeup.
2-2, fastball up and in. I like it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Throw it in there. Especially to a young guy. Let him know I will come in here.
Sox first-round pick 4 years ago out of high school in Indiana, just 23 years old. Shortstop with monster power. 3-2. He got him, man. This strike zone. Woo. That's low. Colson Montgomery gets rung up. The Tigers will take it. First strikeout for Chris Paddock. But I liked how he pitched him there.
He went up. He went down. He showed him the breaking ball, too. Went a fastball away from him. And that's what he's going to have to do. Again, the stuff is not overpowering. It's not dynamic. None of his pitches are something you're like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. But the collection of them, when he locates, can be pretty good.
Fastball up to Curtis Mead. Picked up in a trade at the trade deadline from Tampa. Utility infielder. He hasn't yet played in the outfield. We tend to see these guys, once they master the infield, they become super utility by going to the outfield as well. Swinging a pop-up foul, first base side, playable for Dylan Dingler. Tosses the mask away, makes the catch by the Tigers dugout, and that is a nice quick 1-2-3 second inning for Chris Paddock. We go to the third inning, first of 3 in Chicago. Tigers have a 1-0 lead after 2 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer. Hi, Tigers fans. It's Dan Dickerson. In Michigan, growing strong and healthy communities is a team sport, and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan and Blue Care Network are always ready to help. For 86 years, Blue Cross has been stepping up to the plate to ensure all Michiganders have access to the care and resources needed to enhance their health and well-being. Through their My Kids Can campaign and Building Healthy Communities program, Blue Cross is helping thousands of Michigan kids stay active, healthy, and ready to grow into strong adults. Because when kids build healthy habits early in life, they're more likely to be healthy throughout their lives. Blue Cross is making real investments in the communities we all call home. Whether it's supporting free and low-cost clinics, improving food and nutrition security, or addressing healthcare affordability, Blue Cross is here for the long game. So when it comes to your family's health, trust the team with 86 years of experience and a legacy of commitment to Michigan. Visit mibluedaily.com to learn more.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
Ella Detroit delivers peace of mind, beauty, and comfort with every window and door. Call for a free consultation at 248-292-5000 and hear about our affordable finance options.
Third inning today is brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. For fast service and the best price, choose Mastercraft. Javi Baez leads off. I'm really disappointed in this Chicago crowd. Those are very muted boos.
Are they even trying?
Javi needs more. Baez takes a strike. Man, this strike zone from Mike Esterbrook is getting larger by the minute. That was a four-seam fastball that never got to the outside edge. Ground ball softly to second base, change up away. Baez swung and hit a very soft ground ball. Sosa's at second base. Not a great defensive team, the White Sox. They are down near the bottom by defensive runs saved. Taylor's really good wherever you put him. Luis Robert Jr. is grading out well in center field. We've talked about this the last couple of years. When we see him, we don't see that.
Right.
He's got elite talent, skills. We just hadn't seen it. Man, sweeper on the back door for a called strike. So this is 4 or 5 inches off the plate on pitches that are digging to get to the outside corner and have not gotten there. Fastball up and away. That has been a strike. It is ball 1. Gleyber Torres at the plate.
That was a closer pitch than the last 2 he called strikes.
It's one thing if it's a sinker that's running off the plate. And you're like, well, that could have caught the front of the plate. The 1-1. Change up down. That's Tyler Alexander's pitch. That's one he's always got in his back pocket. But when it's a breaking ball coming from a lefty, trying to dig for the outside corner, never gets there, and it's called the strike. Those are the ones that hurt. The 2-1. Swinging a pop foul out of play. Happy for Tyler Alexander that he's having such a good year.
Yeah, good dude. Good dude. Good guy in the clubhouse. Teammates liked him.
Todd the Painter because of his outstanding command. The 2-2. Up and away. I guess he's been using more of a roller this year, not the fine paintbrush, because the walks are up. So it's
we're going industrial spray painting this year.
Quite the paint. Swing and a miss. Fastball outer third. Gleyber Torres strikes out for the second time tonight. Once on a called third against the opener, Peguero. And now a fastball in a perfect spot. Tyler Alexander in 37 innings, a 2.89 ERA. Walk rate is up to 3. Last year in Detroit in 44 innings, a walk rate of 1 and a strikeout rate right at exactly a strikeout an inning in his 44 innings. Problem has always been giving up home runs. This year, that's been the big improvement. Sinker for a strike to Kerry Carpenter. Milwaukee's ERA was high, but 3 home runs in 36 innings. With Chicago, 2 home runs in 37 innings. It was always home runs that kept his ERA high. The strike one. Cutter, perfect. Perfect. Ball one.
Dan, where's that?
Mike. Two outs, base is empty. 1-0 Tigers in the third, the 1-1. Big sweeper away. Left side of the infield shifts to the right. That's Baldwin at third. Montgomery at short, shading up the middle. Montgomery, Sox folks tell us, playing some very solid defense early. The 2-1. Sweeper at the belt gets a called strike. Well, this is interesting. I think Mike Esterwork's still dialing it in.
Well, this is one, and you know, we try not to be too hard on our umpires. They're working too. They're trying to be good at their job as well. But this is one of those times, if you're a Tiger hitter, you got to stay disciplined to what you believe is a ball and a strike, because you don't want this to leak into further at-bats later or to tomorrow.
2-2. Ground ball softly to third. Brooks Baldwin way off the line will field and flip to get Carpenter by a half a step at first. And a 1-2-3 third inning for Alexander and the White Sox. We go to the bottom of the third, first to 3 in Chicago. 1-0 Tigers. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meijer.
Enjoy hot deals on Meijer brand back-to-school must-haves all season long. Save on breakfast favorites like Meijer Toasted Oats Honey Nut Cereal, select varieties of Meijer pastry treats, Meijer Sweet and Salty Granola Bars, and Meijer Applesauce, each for only $1.79. Save on lunchtime essentials like Meijer Peanut Butter, Meijer Grape Jelly, and Meijer Round Top Bread, just $1.39 each. Saving a good deal more on your favorite Meijer brand must-haves is a good deal better all season long. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
At Trinity Health, we believe every step, swing, and stride matters. Our orthopedic experts see you as a whole person and will create a treatment plan specific to your needs. Whatever your activity, you deserve to move pain-free. Using the latest surgical and non-surgical treatments and technology, our experienced and compassionate care team is here to get you back to what you love. Visit trinityhealthmi.org/ortho. Trinity Health, we see all of you.
Hi, baseball fans. I'm Tom Giftos, president of National Coney Island. For 60 years, we've been a local favorite, serving Detroit-style Coney dogs, the beloved Hani sandwich, and our award-winning chili. Founded by my father, James Giftos, in 1965, we are Michigan-made, locally sourced, and family-owned. And we're honored to be a part of your family dinners, celebrations, and game day traditions. Thank you, and come celebrate 60 years with National Coney Island. Visit us at one of our locations or at nationalconeyisland.com.
Get Motor City Clean at Clean Express Auto Wash. And wash anywhere with our Wash Smart Unlimited membership, the official car wash of the Detroit Tigers.
Injury Report is brought to you every game by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. In case you missed it, Matt Vierling went on the IL yesterday with an oblique that everybody is hoping is mild. It's being described as mild. You just don't know with obliques. Hopefully, he is back sooner rather than later. Breaking ball up to Kyle Teal, left-handed batter. Some new names. White Sox didn't do a lot at the trade deadline, but since the Tigers last saw them in early June, they have brought up some youngsters up and in. Swing and miss. That's the best cutter I think we've seen him throw.
Yeah, it definitely was. Looked like a fastball out of hand. Had the late cutting action right at the dish. Tied Teal up.
Changeup misses low and away.
Easy for me to say, right? I saw you smirking, partner. I caught you.
Because I know I would have said the same thing.
I caught you.
Tied Keel. The 1-2. Line drive, base hit into right, and change up middle. Perez gets the ball into Gleyber Torres on the warning track and right. By the time he fielded it, sharp line drive single to lead off in the third. 7 batters in. Hard contact for 3 batters. Sosa Benintendi with line drives in the first. One was a double play. Teal with a line drive single. This is a former first-round pick for the Red Sox 2 years ago and then traded to Chicago in the Crochet deal. They like him, too, behind the plate, don't they, Bobby?
They do. You talk around, to some of the folks around this club. They're excited about these guys. Montgomery, Teal.
Michael A. Taylor's bat is heated up. He takes a strike.
The job they've done finding Smith, the starter, the Rule 5 pick. Vassell as well, another Rule 5. They've done a nice job with identifying some talent and getting these guys to the big leagues.
Strike one, perfect. Fastball down and away. When he's going right, and again, it's been a very up and down season for Chris Paddock. He's pitching off the fastball. The fastball is his best pitch by the numbers as expressed in run value, and at bats that end on the fastball. That's been his best pitch. The 0-2. Changeup misses down. His first start of the year was here in Chicago. He got tagged for 9 runs in 3 1/3 by the White Sox. He's made 3 other starts in his career. One of his best starts of his career last year against the Sox. 7 shutout innings, no walks, 10 strikeouts. 2 other 5-inning starts where he's given up 2 runs. So 3 of his 4 starts against the Sox have been good. 2 were 5-inning starts. And that's the thing you notice about Chris Paddock. Doesn't go deep into games very often. 1-2, swing and a miss. Really nice curveball gets Michael A. Taylor. Again, he's off to a very slow start. He's been very good lately. Good power numbers. It's rare to see what the White Sox have done, Bobby, mid-season. We heard it from DJ. We heard it from Len Casper, our counterparts on the radio side for Chicago. Aaron Jackson, just a great crew over there.
Oh, yeah.
Swinging a little pop foul right below us. Got to be on alert here. Our broadcast booth is just to the left of home plate, pretty close, about as close as you'll get in any ballpark. And foul balls do come in here. And I was not ready for that one. I noticed it just below us. I'm like, you know what? I really have to be a little quick.
You played it off well, partner.
The strike one, swing and a foul. Quickly 0-2 on Brooks Bolden. But they said, Bobby, at the All-Star break that the message was, hey, guys, this was a terrible offense leading to the All-Star break. Yeah. Bottom 2 in the American League in run scoring. And they said, guys, we're going to get on the fastball. Well, that's nice, but that doesn't usually result in a dramatic turnaround, and it's resulted in a dramatic turnaround.
Because done properly, it does. You have got to hit the fastball at the major league level to have any modicum of success.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. This is much better location. A strikeout of Bolden on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball at the belt. And this is what the Tigers are looking for from Paddock when it comes to fastball location.
And when we say hit the fastball, you got to hit the fastball in impact zones, right in the middle, the top of the zone, and through that middle third. If you cut the plate in the zone into a nine boxes, that middle 3 you have to dominate. That one right there was up and away, no chance.
Now swinging a pop-up off the bat of Mike Tauchman into shallow left field. Riley Green will call off Zach McKinstry as he comes in, makes the catch, line drive single, does no harm. That's a good inning for Chris Paddock. Gets the lefty Tauchman, who's having a good year on a pop-up. Today's game brought to you in part by Meyer, an official partner of the Detroit Tigers. We played 3. Tigers with a 1-0 lead on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free, or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
At Comerica Bank, we're all about helping small businesses grow with the right tools. One way we support our clients is by providing free advertising, like we do for Balance and Flow Yoga, where movement, breath, and mindfulness are mixed to help you feel your best. All levels welcome for yoga, dance, meditation, and more. Visit balanceflowyogadetroit.com for more information. Grow your small business with free advertising and more at comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender.
Mornings are tough. At Bigby, we know our coffee and other delicious drinks are a great way to get ready to face the day. But you're listening to the radio, and we can't serve coffee on the radio, but we can serve affirmations. That power plant won't know what hit it. Great lane change. Oh, look at that fit. Feeling great yet? Come visit Bigby, and we'll make it even better with a signature latte. Bigby makes it better.
Meyer is the proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers, and we're cheering them on every game to a winning season. Home is where your team is, and our home is right here in Detroit.
The series is brought to you in part by Northfield Lumber, the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Wenzel Perez will turn around bat righty against the lefty Tyler Alexander. Ground ball, hot shot off the glove of Brooks Baldwin. Tried to field it off to his left. About the only way you're going to field that ball is get in front of it, but that's easier said than done because that was a bullet. Base hit for Wenzel Perez.
Yeah, you talk about hard hit balls. That was 105 off the bat from Wenzel Perez with overspin on an in-between hop. Good swing.
Tyler Alexander has always done an outstanding job stopping the running game. Wenzel Perez, you can see, going back to first. Alexander delivers first pitch sweeper away to Spencer Torkelson. Popped out first time up. Tigers trying to build off of a good weekend against Angels pitching. It seemed like it was the logical candidate in terms of teams that might get them back on track. Sinker away, 2-0, because that was a team that walked a lot of batters, and the Tigers had not been drawing walks, and they had much more patient at-bats, led to good at-bats, led to 9 runs yesterday. This Chicago team is the only team that walks more batters than the Angels. Torkelson swings, fouls it out of play. Tyler Alexander, again, does not fall into that group, but just something to watch over the course of this series. Bullpen has been pitching very well. Not a ton of swing and miss in that bullpen, but it's 3.5 months now. I'm sorry, 2.5 months. A really strong production by the bullpen for Chicago. 2-1, soft little tap foul, dribbles through the left-handed batter's box. 2-2 on Torque with Green waiting on deck.
Yeah, when you have a team that walks a lot of guys, there could be some good hitting in there, too, because they're missing the zone that way. They also miss over the middle of the plate. When you do that, you got to handle your business. So it's not about going up there looking for the walks. It's up there looking for a good pitch to hit. If you don't get one, don't fire.
2-2, swing a line drive, base it into center field. Wenzel Perez will stop at second. Luis Robert Jr.'s got a pretty big arm. Solid line drive single. Couple men on for Riley Green.
Yeah, good swing right there from Torque. Again, staying with that approach in the middle of the field. I know you're probably tired of hearing about it, but that's what it is. That's baseball. Every single day, try to keep that same approach in the middle of the field. He's done an outstanding job of piecing together a really nice year.
Very consistent, Bobby.
Very consistent. That's just a fastball right down the middle. He hit it right back where it came from.
That's the one thing you do notice, and you hear the Let's Go Tigers chant here in Chicago. Love it. We hear it on the road all the time. First pitch to Riley Green, low and away. Carpenter grounded out against Tyler Alexander. McKinstry struck out the other lefties in the lineup. Line drive double for Riley Green against Peguero. The opener today, the 1-0. Swinging a mighty pop. Shallow left center. Robert will take charge and make the catch in front of Michael A. Taylor. Very shallow left center. Green pops out for the first out here in the fourth inning. Tyler Alexander usually shuts down lefties. He's really been tough on lefties this year. Righties have usually had a pretty big edge, but he's been much better against righties.
Riley cannot believe he missed that pitch. He recognized it, he was on it, and he took a swing at it. And that's one of those where he might have tried to do a little more than he needed to right there. It was a breaking ball up, Dan, and we know all you got to do is tap those.
Wise advice that you received early in your career. It's one of my favorite sayings ever.
Well, George, what do we do with that breaking ball when it's hanging like that? It's already over the fence. All you got to do is tap it.
How perfect is that?
It's the truth, too.
Hanging breaking ball. It's already over the fence. But what a thing for a hitter. It's like, oh, okay.
And the funny part, so I don't tell this part of the story often. The next night, I got a hanging breaking ball leading off the game. I'm in Double-A or something. Get a hanging breaking ball leading off the game. I hit it a mile. I never hit a breaking ball like that since.
The 1-1, up and away. Good hitters count for Ibanez, and all you could think about the entire way around the bases was George Kendrick and his advice.
He was in town. That was the best part about it. He was actually in town. You know, he was a hitting rover for the San Diego Padres at that time. He was in Double-A visiting us, and sure enough, it was unbelievable.
Pitch away, 3-1 on Ibanez. George Hendrick was a really good hitter. 18 years in the major leagues. He had some pop. Ibanez waiting in a 3-1. Swinging a foul out of play.
And the interesting thing about his career is the fact that you look at where it started. He was on those 70s Oakland A's teams that were dominant in the early 70s, and then he's all the way through those Cardinal teams in the mid 80s that were, you know, Vince Coleman and Willie McGee and those teams too. So his career arc was just incredible.
2 on, 1 out. Ibanez waiting in a 3-2. Alexander delivers, swinging a high pop-up foul and out of play. Well back first base side. Talking about the Tigers and drawing 13 walks over the weekend. It's amazing how when you put together good at-bats, how everybody just kind of reminded, oh yeah, this is us.
This is what we do.
This is Tiger baseball.
Here we go.
First to third. Running right in front of the guy who's got the ball in left field. 3-2, a swing and a miss. Went up and in. One thing Tyler Alexander can do, precise location with that fastball.
And he's not afraid to keep throwing it, because quite frankly, there were about 3 pitches in that at-bat that should have got waffled, but Andy Ibanez fouled off a fastball right down the middle, fouled off a cutter right down the middle, and you would think he'd try to stay away from him or maybe turn a changeup over. Nope, threw a fastball inner third up and just beats it Andy at the top of the zone.
2 outs, and leaves it up to Dylan Dingler. First pitch sweeper away. Dingler with a 2-out line drive single on a 3-2 pitch. That was against Peguero, the last batter he faced. That is the only run of the game. 1-0 Tigers. We're in the fourth inning. Fourth inning is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 81 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. 1-0 changeup away. Changeup stayed up a few times. Don't usually see that with Tyler Alexander in the changeup. Reliably down and away, or just plain down over the plate. Checks Perez, the 2-0. Changeup and a really good take for Dylan Dingler, 3-0.
Very good. He saw that one early, you could tell.
Now waiting on the 3-0. Teal setting up middle. Fastball outer third for a called strike. That's a perfect pitch. It's a true 5-pitch mix for Tyler Alexander against righties. All those pitches that Bobby mentioned, 4-seam cutter, change sinker, and sweeper, all at 10% or more. That's what gets it on the scouting report. The cutter has been hit the hardest, and so has the sinker. The 3-1. Way inside, sweeper kept sweeping. Very disciplined at bat for Dylan Dingler.
Very good. And you're seeing more of that, the evolution of him offensively. We talked about early on how he was one of the last guys to draw a walk and all those things like that. But you're seeing more of these really disciplined at bats from him lately.
Single, soft pop up to center, strikeout. Now the walk. Tigers have an opportunity against Tyler Alexander. Bases loaded for Zach McKinstry. First pitch, swing and a miss. Sweeper away. Foul tip to the glove. Another catcher, Teal. Baldwin even with a base at third. Shortstop Montgomery up the middle. Outfield plays McKinstry go the opposite way just slightly. Another bigger sweeper fouled off the end of the bat. McKinstry quickly behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Struck out first time up against Tyler Alexander, the first batter that Alexander faced. Waiting on the 0-2. On the way. Swing and a miss. He just stayed with the sweeper, kept teasing him away. And McKinstry strikes out. Tyler Alexander works out of a jam. Strands 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning in Chicago. 1-0 Tigers. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. We are professional grade. Michigan residents get $1,000 lease cash. Well-qualified GM employees with a current eligible GMC lease use it to get a 24-month ultra-low mileage lease for $199 per month with $29.99 due at signing on a 2025 Sierra light-duty elevation crew cab 4x4 with a 2.7-liter engine. That's $199 per month with $29.99 due at signing. Must be a current lessee of a 2020 model year or newer Buick or GMC vehicle through GM Financial for at least 30 days prior to the new vehicle sale. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Mileage charge of 25 cents a mile over 20,000 miles. At participating dealers only. Residency restrictions apply. Visit gmcofferinfo.com for details.
Life is beautiful and fragile. We fall. We get tired. And sometimes we get sick. But with Corewell Health, we are also strong. We fight disease. We battle cancer. We come together. We come back. We push forward. When the body breaks, we break through. Corewell Health. We can.
Hey, baseball fans, Mike Valena here. If you're looking for a great trip to plan, go do something fun, how about Vegas? The D.com, the D Las Vegas. It's your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Chris Paddock working with a 1-0 lead. Fastball strike on the outside edge to Lenin Sosa. Very precise location with the fastball, especially the last 2 innings. Strike 1, swinging a foul out of play. Again, a well-located fastball. You talked about it, Bobby. It doesn't have to be big power fastballs, 96, 97. We'll see with Jack Flaherty.
That's exactly right. I mean, when both of these guys are good, their fastballs are all around the zone, but not in the middle of the plate.
The 0-2, fouled out of play.
And especially with Paddock, his is going to play up a little bit more. You know, that one right there, only 93 miles an hour. But it feels like it's going to be more for the simple fact that he gets excellent extension and it feels like he's really right on top of you when he's delivering that baseball.
0-2, curveball low and outside. Sosa has a home run in his career against Paddock. He's having his best year offensively in the major leagues. 4th year with the White Sox. Kind of a super utility guy. Mostly on the infield. 1-2, another curveball misses. 5th pitch of the at-bat is ball 2. 1-0 Tigers in the 4th inning, but Sosa's lifted his batting average. Hitting for more power. One thing he will not do, he will not walk. 2-2, swing and a foul, shoulder high fastball.
Case in point, that was ball 3 right there.
Instant replay brought to you every game by the Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, ready to help.
You know, Dan, this is one of those situations. Can you use your miss? There's a shoulder high fastball right there. You can go back up there higher than high, or you can snap the 12-6 curveball off.
2-2. Ground ball softly to third on a chest-high bounce off the changeup for Ibanez. He flips to Torkelson. One up and one down. First inning, some hard contact. A line drive single. Line drive turned into a double play to end the first. A lot of pitchers who know how to get ground ball outs. Do you change the pitch mix at all with Paddock to maybe try to get a few more ground ball outs, or just live with the fact that this is a fly ball pitcher?
I think you live with the fact that he's a fly ball pitcher because, again, and I know Comerica Park is playing a little bit differently than it's played in years past. You want to tailor most of your stuff, whether it be position player or pitcher.
Check swing. I thought I heard a foul tip there. Appeal to third. Brian Honora says he didn't go. Benintendi at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You want to tailor most of your stuff, your approach to your home ballpark, because you're going to play the most games there. So I would say that's what he's been doing. Stay with that and figure out how to maximize that.
Swinging a tap foul. Curveball down. Curveball's got some nice bite to it tonight.
Yeah, it does. Good spin on it. Not popping out of the top of the hand, which is key with guys who have that true 12-6er. Good line on it and good bite downward.
Works toward the third base side, stands at a slight angle to home plate, holds the glove right at the letters. Dylan Dingler asked for time and then checked with the home plate umpire Mike Esterbrook before he went out. That was interesting. It looks maybe they just weren't on the same page a little bit. Maybe Dingler saw a little doubt in Chris Paddock's mind.
Yeah, possibly.
You're in his eyes. His visits are, he doesn't make many, but they always seem well-timed.
Yep. Let's just get on the same page right here. Let's talk about what we got. We'll use this to give you a little break. Get back there. Let's go back to work.
Today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, ready to help. Pitch count updates brought to you every game by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. Chris Paddock, again, doesn't generally work deep into games, but if he can keep the pitch count low, Benintendi, it's a fly ball to right field, long run for Perez. He will slide and make the catch. Wow, he was shaded to the right center field gap. It was just a routine fly, but it was along the line. He had a long way to go. I wasn't sure he was going to get there. The sliding grab takes an extra base hit away from Benintendi.
That was outstanding from Wenzel Perez. Like you said, shaded in that right center field gap. He had to go a long way to get that ball. And he executed that play. It goes into that slide, headed towards the line. Calculated risk there, and he made it.
Luis Robert Jr. swings, fouls a sinker out of play. Pitch count very low for Paddock. Just did 47 pitches with 2 outs here in the fourth. Shot to short, right to McKinstry. Luis Robert Jr. squared it up. Hard ground ball, first time up. Bullet of a line drive this time, and it's the third out of the fourth. We head to the fifth inning, 1-0 Tigers. It's been this way since the second on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
What makes you smile? A sunny day? A walk-off home run? How about saving money on one of your biggest investments, your home? A mortgage broker can guide you through the process and could save you thousands of dollars when you buy or refi. Find a home loan expert to work with at mortgagematchup.com for home loan savings that'll make you smile. Powered by United Wholesale Mortgage LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 3038, licensed in all 50 states and the District of Columbia.
This is your sign to get a large 2-topping Crazy Crust pizza for $6.99 when you order online from Little Caesars. It's fate that you're hearing about this delicious crust sprinkled with Parmesan. And the universe wants you to know there's over a dozen toppings to choose from. Order online with promo code JustCrustUs to get a large 2-topping Crazy Crust pizza for $6.99 for a limited time. Little Caesars is the real deal. Pizza, pizza. Offer available for a limited time online only in participating Little Caesars stores. Enter promo code JustCrustUs online or via the Little Caesars app at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. See our website or app for more information.
We are Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers. For over 70 years, Feiger Law has been your hometown team of trial lawyers for auto crashes, truck accidents, birth trauma, and injuries due to medical malpractice. Let our team of homegrown trial lawyers win big for you. Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers. All we do is win.
All we do is win.
Northville Lumber is Michigan's Trex decking leader in the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers radio network. NorthvilleLumber.com.
Well, the strike zone's just big, let's face it. Away and down. Poor Mike Estabrook for righties and lefties. The strike one. Big curveball down and away. Michael A. Taylor again, slow start. He's having, with the way he's been hitting lately, one of his better years after some mighty struggles from the start of 2024 until June of this year. Change up off the plate away, strike two.
Taylor can still go get it in the outfield, too, and that's really been some of his redeeming value the last few years. Doesn't play the kind of center field we used to see him play. It used to be ridiculous. Everybody just playing a line. Michael A. Taylor's got the rest. But still an above-average fielder in the outfield.
Can draw a walk. A lot of swing and miss has always limited the upside offensively. The 1-2. Ground ball to second base. Backing out to play the waist-high bounce. Torres will field and flip to Torkelson at first. Home run ties it from the rookie Montgomery. And then 3 quick outs for Chris Paddock. We head to the 6th inning in a 1-1 game on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free, or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
At Comerica Bank, we're all about helping small businesses grow with the right tools. One way we support our clients is by providing free advertising, like we do for Maxima Mobile Notaries, a mobile notary service that comes to you at home, at work, or even your favorite coffee shop. And wedding officiating also available. Learn more at maximanotaries.com. Grow your small business with free advertising and more at comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's natural to have questions about what's next, from a diagnosis you never expected or a treatment plan that feels complicated and short on options. But you always have a choice. To believe your path forward should have clarity and confidence, with access to pioneering therapies and the latest clinical trials. Cancer is everything we do, and we do it all right here in Michigan. At Carmanis, you can get a second opinion appointment within 7 days. Call us at 1-800-CARMANIS.
Ready to replace your old windows and doors? You'll always hit a grand slam with Pella Detroit. Call Pella Detroit at 248-292-5000 for a free consultation today.
Four, 5 hitters, Wenzel Perez, Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green to face Tyler Alexander in the 6th inning. First pitch to Perez is outside. Cutter close enough to the outside edge, gets a called strike. Whew. It's a full ball's width and a half. Off the plate to righties especially. Ground ball softly to first off the end of the bat. Meade makes the play unassisted at first base. 1 up, 1 down, 6th inning. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Strikeout updates brought to you every game by Carbless, the official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the Detroit Tigers. 5 strikeouts for Tyler Alexander. This has been a very good outing for him. 3 2/3 innings. First pitch changeup. That ball, that's the Tyler Alexander changeup. That's severe drop at the plate. and ends up in the strike zone. Torkelson with a pop-up line drive single to strike one. Backdoor sweeper. If you can get it close, you're going to get the call.
And it sounds crazy, but you got to leave that if you're Spencer Torkelson. That ball is off the plate. It is not a strike.
Don't start expanding because the strike zone says.
100%. Now, you get a runner on third base, less than 2 outs, you got to go to fighting like you're in a street fight. But that right there, do not swing at that pitch. Don't offer it that. It's not a strike. Not on the plate.
Alexander works from the stretch at all times. The 0-2. Soft ground ball to third. Baldwin gets surrounded right by the bag and throw a little bit high. Grabbed by Meade at first. Soft ground ball out. Bullpen getting busy for the White Sox. It's a bullpen that's been on a roll since early June. Steven Wilson, a right-hander, getting up. Bullpen that has 3 lefties in it. But the Tigers have the offense to counter any moves that Will Venable might want to make as this series goes on. 2 outs. It brings up Riley Green. First pitch fastball, outer third for a called strike. Line drive double. Scored the Tigers' only run in the second inning. Tigers had first and third in that inning, and then Ibanez in that first and third situation was cut down attempting to steal. Fastball strike at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Then Dylan Dingler with 2 outs singled. Riley Green home from third. This is Tyler Alexander just filling up the strike zone. Swinging a fly ball softly to right center field. Luis Robert Jr. will give way to Tauchman. That ball was dying in the gap, and Tauchman took charge. Usually that's the center fielder's ball, but Tauchman made the catch. 1, 2, 3, 6th inning. Tyler Alexander has rolled through the last 2 innings, 6 up, 6 down. Bottom of the 6th inning, 1-1, Tigers and White Sox. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
The Tigers aren't the only hot team in Detroit this summer. Priority is heating up, and we're building a powerhouse crew. Whether you're behind the wheel or behind the scenes, there's a spot for you on our winning team. Great pay, real benefits, and a work culture that moves fast and plays hard. Apply now at PriorityWaste.com and get in the game. Priority, Detroit's hottest team off the field.
Getting more without paying more. That's the smart choice. That's Wallside Windows. Wallside offers no interest, and we're the industry leader with the longest financing options. Whether you're doing just a few windows or the whole house, Wallside makes it easy for you. Start saving now. Get half off every window plus Wallside's exclusive, no-interest, extended financing with no down payment. Call 1-800-521-7800 or go to wallside.com.
Jason Benetti, TV voice of the Tigers here. If your current defense can't handle a lineup of pests, it's time to make a call to the bullpen. Mow down pests of all kinds year-round with the Rose Home Service Program. Depending on your needs and budget, you can choose from basic, advantage, or premium levels, all of which come with a dedicated technician. The Home Service Program is the ideal way to stay ahead of pest invasions all year long. Pest problem? The Rose Home Service Program is the solution. Call the pros of Rose at 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Davey Tree and the Detroit Tigers present Triples for Trees. So far, that's 60 trees planted in Detroit and counting. 3 trees for every Tigers triple this season.
Brooks Baldwin, switch hitter, batting lefty, fouls the first pitch, fastball back, straight back to the screen. Much better as a lefty. Takes a changeup down. 9-1-2 hitters, Baldwin, Tuckman, Sosa. Hard contact tonight, most of them for outs. Home run last inning for Colson Montgomery, the rookie sensation. Tied the game at 1. Fastball misses up and away, 2-1. 6th inning today is brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. When and experience the Demmer difference. The 2-1. Strike at the belt with a curveball that he didn't really want there. Banya's deep and off the line, 2 sets behind the bag at third. McKinstry at short tonight, shades up the middle of the outfield, shifts to the left on Baldwin batting lefty. The 2-2. Swinging a pop-up. Foul, playable for Dingler. He gives way to Ibanez, who took charge, called him off. Don't see that very often, but I like the way he took charge. One out here in the 6th.
No, that was a good job by Andy Ibanez. That's a much more difficult play for Dylan Dingler, even though he makes those look pretty easy. Coming in towards it, Dingler's got to locate the ball and then account for the spin of the ball coming back towards the playing field. Andy Ibanez playing off the line, made a beeline for it, secured the baseball for the out.
They'll play Mike Tauchman, another left-handed batter, just about the same as they played Baldwin. Left side of the infield shifts to the right. The outfield goes the opposite way. Tigers continue to grade out at the very top of the American League in their outfield positioning. Line drive down the right field line, hooking foul. Deep down the line, not home run distance, just a long strike one. But they are very active. We watch all the other outfields, and no outfield moves as much as the Tigers' outfield does with their positioning. And it's not just batter to batter, it's pitch to pitch.
That's what I was getting ready to say, too. Definitely in counts when, perhaps when a Tiger pitcher is behind in the count, they'll move a certain way. When they go ahead in the count, they'll move a certain way. So they are very active and very good communication between them, too. Hand gestures, signals.
The 1-1. Change up just below the knees. Gets the called strike from Mike Estabrook.
You'll see guys, the heads turning, checking with each other between pitches, making sure the spacing is right, looking in the dugout.
So much planning and thought goes into the positioning cards they get for each pitcher, and also they always talk about the pre-pitch preparation up and in. Thinking about the situation, what the pitch is likely to be, and they always want to see, if you're a fan at the ballpark, they always want to see when there's a foul, all the outfielders should be moving.
Yep.
In the direction of that foul, the 2-2. Curve ball a little bit low. And you see it as you watch these outfielders. Riley Green is moving over and in, again and again. 3-2, the count on Tauchman, 1-1. We're in the 6th inning. Very compact motion for Paddock. The pitch, swing, and a foul tip cutter in and out of the glove of Dylan Dingler. Pitch count is nice and low for Paddock at 63. He's only gone 6 innings or more 6 times in 23 starts. Tiger bullpen getting busy. Tyler Holton up and throwing. 3-2, swing and a foul out of play. Well-located fastball low and outside, and with the strike zone of Mike Estabrook, Tauchman was not taking any chances. That was outside, but he's like, nope. I better swing. Pretty disciplined hitter. He's going to make it throw him a strike. The 3-2, up and in. One-out walk in the 6th inning in a 1-1 game with Sosa, a righty coming up, Lenine Sosa. You would think that Tyler Holton is for Andrew Benintendi, who is waiting in the on-deck circle.
And likely
Benintendi's actually had big numbers against lefties this year, but AJ's always thinking, but not my lefty or righty, whatever it might be. Always thinking about pitching styles, hitting styles, and whether his guy matches up. So you might see him bring in a lefty to face a lefty like Benintendi, who's had a lot of success against lefties this year because he likes the matchup. It's always several layers more than the surface.
Always.
Dingler went out, quick conversation. Lenine Sosa hit a home run off Paddock earlier this year. This fly ball to left center field is deep. Trouble on the run. Riley Green, and he'll haul it down deep in the gap in left center field. All the way to second base. Tauchman retreats to first without a throw. Man, I didn't think Sosa got all of that, but he drove it deep to the gap. And another fine running catch. The good positioning for Riley Green allowed him to make the catch.
Yeah, breaking ball wasn't a hanger. Kind of backed up a little bit, and I think that's what helped him. But Riley Green got on his horse, got on the route, and made a nice play in the gap.
And that will be the end of the night for Chris Paddock. Tyler Holden's coming on, a man on, 2 outs, 6th inning, 1-1 game. First of 3 in Chicago. While the Tigers make the change, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Do you suffer from back or neck pain? Trinity Health has the latest methods and technology to help. Our team looks at many treatment options to create a plan that's right for you. From physical therapy and pain management to advanced spine surgery. Say goodbye to living with pain. Reach out to the Trinity Health Spine Program and get back to enjoying your daily activities. TrinityHealthMI.org/spine. Trinity Health. We see all of you.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein at the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. Our firm has helped recover over $3.5 billion by fighting and winning one case at a time for over 50 years. We listen, fight for what you deserve, and you don't pay until we win. Because nobody fights harder. There are over 3.5 billion reasons to get the Bernstein advantage. 1-800-CALL-SAM.
The Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Michigan's first family of law.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
Tigers pitching change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan. First pitch to Benintendi. Big sweeping breaking ball away.
Tyler Holton out of that pen. You know the stuff. 2 and 4 seam fastball, cutter, sweeper, and a changeup.
The 1-0. Fastball away. Benintendi lined out. Soft fly ball down the right field line in the right spot. For a moment, it looked like it was for the right spot for Benintendi. Long running catch by Wenzel Perez. Took a hit away. Got the good hitters count here. 5 home runs and 65 at-bats against lefties this year. Line drive up the middle. And Zach McKinstry racing onto the outfield grass makes the catch. Didn't hit it hard, but it looked like it would drop until it didn't. Great break by Zach McKinstry. Takes a hit away from Benintendi. Ends the 6th inning. We headed to the 7th in a 1-1 game on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
This is your sign to get a large 2-topping Crazy Crust pizza for $6.99 when you order online from Little Caesars. It's fate that you're hearing about this delicious crust sprinkled with Parmesan. And the universe wants you to know there's over a dozen toppings to choose from. Order online with promo code JustCrustUs to get a large 2-topping Crazy Crust pizza for $6.99 for a limited time. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Pizza, pizza.
Offer available for a limited time online only and at participating Little Caesars stores. Enter promo code JustCrustUs online or via the Little Caesars app at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. See our website or app for more information.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hey Tigers fans, the Michigan Lottery has something new to sing about. Introducing the Detroit Tigers games. A Tigers instant ticket, pull tab, and 2 online games.
Buy me some Tigers games, wish me luck.
Maybe I'll win $500,000.
Enjoy your favorite pastime and a chance to strike it rich.
So let's root for the Tigers.
With 1, 2, 3 new ways to play. The new Detroit Tigers games, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Michigan's corn farmers innovate every year to protect our environment while providing food, fuel, and fiber. Find out more at micorn.org.
Pitching change brought to you by Primitive Performance. Stay in the game with Primitive Performance and their fast-acting CBD topical cream. Steven Wilson, a right-hander, takes over on the mound. He's having a very good year after a rough year last year for the White Sox. Cole Keith has grabbed a bat. He will pinch hit for Andy Ibanez. Big left-right split for Wilson. Righties low average, low power. Lefties higher average, over 300 with power. First pitch to Cole Keith. Fastball outer edge, strike one.
Yeah, Wilson last worked against the Mariners on the 7th, 4 days ago. 1 inning, struck out 1 batter. Four-seam fastball, sweeper. There's a changeup in there, but just about 92% of what he throws is one of those other 2 pitches.
Sweeper away. From San Diego to Chicago, 35 innings of work and a 5.70 ERA because the walk rate was at 7 and the strikeout rate was at 9. That will not work. This year, ERA just below 3. Swinging a pop-up foul above our heads into the upper deck. 1-2 on Keith. He has cut his walks, and that is the number one thing for Steven Wilson, from 7 per 9 down to just over 4 per 9. While maintaining a solid strikeout rate. Fly ball pitcher, but he doesn't give up home runs. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Whoa. That changeup just kept running away from the lefty, Cole Keith.
He doesn't throw it often, just 8% of the time. So 8 out of every 100.
Might want to throw it more.
Whatever that was, they need to go back on film and look at it and do it again, because that was absolutely filthy. Started on the outer edge and then kept running into the right-hander's batter's box.
That's as much movement as you'll see on a changeup. Brings up Dylan Dingler, single and a walk for Dylan tonight. 1 run, 5 hits for the Tigers, 1 run, 3 hits for the White Sox. First pitch, sweeper, outer third, called strike. Chicago bullpen that had a pretty hefty ERA, as their starters did through the month of May. First 2 months, just below 5. Dylan Dingler swings and fouls it out of play. It's rare to see a turnaround like this, but since the beginning of June, this covers 250 innings of work because the starters haven't been very good. A 3.14 bullpen ERA in those 255 innings. Just 217 hits. Fastball away. Wilson thought he had strike 3 because he's been watching.
That's right.
From the bullpen.
That's a good 2 balls off of the outside edge, and he threw that one and started his walk around the mound with conviction. No, sir. Get back up there, please.
The 1-2. Fouled out of play again. Sweeper away. Sweeper's got some serious bite to it. I told you that mostly slider, 4-seam fastball. Slider is his best pitch. Throws it a ton. The 1-2. Fouled out of play. Sweeper away, but you always talk about it. Guy who throws a breaking ball this much, 6 out of every 10 pitches, you're bound to hang one.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yes, you're right.
Maybe he doesn't, because he's been really tough on righties. This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Dingler waiting on the 1-2. From the stretch, Wilson delivers. Swing and a miss. Fastball up with some life.
Good heater, top of the zone. From Steven Wilson, 95-mile-an-hour fastball plus spin on that. You talk about the ways that there's a jump at the plate or the extra life on it. 25.05 on that RPMs on that spin rate. Major League average is 22.50, so well above average. Feels like it has an extra gear.
You could see it at the plate. That exploded. Fastball up to Zach McKinstry. Not all 94s, 95s are created equal, and that was a pretty good example. Looked like a whole lot more to Dylan Dingler. Ball 1 to Zach McKinstry. Again, a bullpen that's had great success but will walk you. Sweeper at the knees for a called strike. McKinstry has struck out twice tonight. Just one walk issued. That was by Tyler Alexander. Kyle Teal, left-handed batter, rookie catcher, takes first pitch fastball strike from Tyler Holton. 7, 8, 9 hitters. Teal, Taylor, Baldwin, a lefty, a righty, a switch hitter who will bat righty. The strike one. Sweeper away. 1-1 game. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hardest working player brought to you by Carhartt, proud to support Detroit Tigers baseball and all the hardworking people who make it possible. Nice bounce back start for Chris Paddock. 1 run on 3 hits, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. 1-1, swing and a miss, cutter up. 1-2 on Teal. 1 for 2 today. Came in hitting .250 in his early kind of limited at-bats for Teal. Just over 100 at-bats. Kyle Finnegan getting loose in the Tigers bullpen. The 1-2. Breaking ball down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good plate discipline. He can work an at-bat for a walk. There's swing and miss in this bat. Big numbers down at AAA before we got the call up to the White Sox. The 2-2. Tap foul down the first base line. Tigers scored their run back in the 2nd inning. Riley Green doubled. Ibanez singled on the infield to put runners at the corners. He's cut down, attempting to steal second. Trying to loosen up Riley Green from third to score, but he stayed at third. 2 outs, man on third. Dingler singled home Riley Green. Montgomery's home run in the 5th inning tied it up. 2-2, ground ball. Diving backhanded knockdown by Colt Keith, but couldn't corral it. Even if he picked it up quickly, he was not going to get Teal, who runs well. It's a ground ball in the right spot. Leadoff man on for the White Sox.
Yeah, that was going to be an unbelievably difficult play for Colt Keith. Hit to his backhand from where he was playing, right in that 5-6 hole. Only able to knock it down, kept it on the infield. Maybe saves another 90 feet, so nice play there on the single by Teal.
That's the end of the night for Tyler Holton, who got 4 outs and now gives up the infield single. Kyle Finnegan's coming on. Well, the Tigers make the change in a 1-1 game in the 8th inning. We'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free, or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations. Member FDIC.
We are Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers. For over 70 years, Feiger Law has been your hometown team of trial lawyers for auto crashes, truck accidents, birth trauma, and injuries due to medical malpractice. Let our team of homegrown trial lawyers win big for you. Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers. All we do is win.
All we do is win.
Pitching change brought by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Kyle Finnegan takes over on the mound. 3rd appearance, or his first 3 appearances, have all resulted in a save. Takes over here in a 1-1 game in the 8th inning. 4th appearance, he's been very good. Bunt attempt, it's popped up and foul. Drops on the grass, rolls toward the Tigers dugout first base side. Michael A. Taylor being asked to lay down a bunt, and that's what you do. Powered him up and in with a fastball.
Yeah, Finnegan, like you said, Dan, been very good. Got the save, as you mentioned as well. On the 8th against the Angels, 1 inning pitch, 2 tickets handed out. It's a 4-seam fastball, split. combination. There's a slider he'll mix in every once in a while, but not very often. That four-seam fastball and the split are his main weapons.
Strike one, a bunt attempt to Finnegan. He'll pick it up, lob it to Gleyber Torres. Michael A. Taylor, been hitting with some really nice power. Knows how to lay down a sacrifice. And his teammates appreciate that. Not all power hitters do. Second successful sacrifice for him. Put out goes 1-4. Down to second goes Kyle Teal.
A little old school baseball from the White Sox right there. You don't see it a ton anymore of that. You'll see guys every once in a while sacrifice that runner from second to third, but first to second, not very often.
One out that brings up Brooks Baldwin batting from a stronger left side. First pitch fouled to the screen. 95-mile-an-hour fastball up. Again, when Finnegan came here, had a conversation with him, kind of like with Casey Mize. If you've got a fastball split, you want to be able to throw that fastball at the bottom rail to get the called third strike, make the split that much more effective. He said, maybe I got in the habit of throwing it down too much, swinging a slicing foul down the left field line, and we have noticed that it's once in a while there, but he definitely is throwing the four-seam fastball up more consistently.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a good idea. I mean, he's got command to do it. It's not like he can't do it because of the lack of command. He's got the ability to do so. He's shown that he's been willing to do that early in his Tiger tenure.
The 0-2, swinging a little soft tap foul. Splitter at the belt. Check some scores from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studio scoreboard. Colorado 2-1 over St. Louis. That game is in the top of the 8th inning in St. Louis. Kansas City 6-4 over Washington. That game's in the bottom of the 7th inning in KC. KC trying to get back to the 500 mark. They're 2 games under at the start of play today. The 0-2, swinging another foul out of play. Break up the Brewers. Brewers are about to make it 10 straight, a 7-1 lead over Pittsburgh in the bottom of the 7th inning. It wasn't that long ago that Milwaukee was 5 games over the 500 mark. If they win tonight, they'll be 30 games over. Again, the 0-2 to Baldwin. Swing and a tap foul right at home plate.
And you ever seen a team go on a run like that?
Milwaukee was 40-35. If they win tonight, and they're about to, quick math here, 34-9.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Ooh-wee.
Oh, man.
This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Swing and a miss. Splitter, middle. And he gets the swing and miss strikeout. Big second out here in the 8th inning. And now Mike Tauchman steps to the plate. Kyle Finnegan, I'm really impressed with what we've seen so far, Bobby. He's only had 3 outings, but he's very efficient.
No, he is, and he's all over the strike zone. Good command of that fastball, and then that splitter kind of does what it wants to do, but it's always strike the ball. It's always in the zone then out.
First pitch, splitter at the belt. We haven't seen him throw it at the belt, and he's now thrown it there twice to the last 2 batters. Tauchman at the plate. This is a dangerous hitter. Having a very good year. 34 years old. Comes in hitting .270. Solid power numbers. Puts together a good at-bat. Lefty waiting, the 1-0. Oh, my goodness. Splitter outside called the strike. This is the biggest strike zone we've seen all year.
This is interesting. I mean, this is interesting right now.
Ball's within a half out, maybe more. Tigers will take it, the 1-1. Ground ball to third. Waist high bounce for Colt Keith. Fires it over to Torkelson at first. Tauchman hit it hard. Right to Keith at third. Perfectly positioned. Kyle Finnegan gets 3 outs after the leadoff single. We head to the 9th inning in a 1-1 game in Chicago on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
If you're looking for a meaningful career with lots of room to grow, both professionally and personally, consider UWM. We're one of the largest companies in Michigan, big enough to offer impactful roles in a wide range of specialties. But you'll also find a community of fellow team members ready to welcome, train, and support you. So no matter what stage you're at in your career, you'll find your fit at UWM. Check out uwmjobs.com and apply today.
This is your sign to get a large two-topping Crazy Crust pizza for $6.99 when you order online from Little Caesars. It's fate that you're hearing about this delicious crust sprinkled with Parmesan. And the universe wants you to know there's over a dozen toppings to choose from. Order online with promo code JustCrustUs to get a large two-topping Crazy Crust pizza for $6.99 for a limited time. Little Caesars is the real deal. Pizza. Offer available for a limited time online only and at participating Little Caesars stores. Enter promo code JustCrustUs online or via the Little Caesars app at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. See our website or app for more information.
No matter what your sport, you win with energy efficiency tips from DTE. DTE's online interactive home can help you find tools, tips, and programs to lower your energy bill. Our Insight app gives you real-time information to make changes to reduce your usage. And our rebates put real money back into your pocket. So check out dteenergy.com/home and you'll score! Savings, that is. DTE.
For every Tigers home run, Ashley, the official furniture and mattress provider of the Detroit Tigers, donates up to $500 to nonprofits supporting Michigan kids. Go Tigers!
Every Tigers home run this year is a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or pizza portal pickup. 4 lefties in the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox. They're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Brandon Eisert may be the best, not by ERA, but it's low walks, high strikeouts. Some bad luck with some hits falling. Takes over on the mound in the 9th inning in a 1-1 game, facing 3-4-5. Perez, Torkelson, Green to face the lefty. The 1-0. Fastball middle pops out of the glove of Teal, but an obvious called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hey, Brandon Eisert, 4-seam fastball, slider, changeup. That slider is his most oft-used pitch.
The 1-1. Changeup at the knees for a called strike. Perez didn't like the call. That actually was a strike compared to, well, several other calls today.
Some of the others, right?
That pitch is well below the knees for a called strike. That was right there at the knees. By the numbers, he works off the fastball, even though he doesn't throw it much. It is his best pitch. 90-mile-an-hour fastball on average. Very low hard hit rate against. That's always a very good sign for a pitcher. The 2-2. Swinging a pop-up foul and out of play.
Yeah, that fastball, Dan, you're right. That fastball is his best pitch by run value. But if you add it up, I mean, he's only thrown it about 30% of the time. Perhaps that's what he does, is soften you up and then...
Change up away. 6th pitch of the at-bat is ball 3. Again, there are plenty in this bullpen on the staff who will walk you. Eisert does not. He's a good strike thrower. His walk rate's at 2.5. 7th pitch of the at-bat on the way. Swinging the line drive. Leaping grab it short by Montgomery. Every inch of that 6'3" frame to go up and backhand a ball that looked like it was going to land in left field.
That's a good play. Good at bat here by Wendell Perez. That was a changeup down. A little bit out in front. Rode out that front leg and wanded it. Hit it hard. And the former hoop star goes up and gets one. That was destined for left field.
Right in the tip of his pocket. Torkelson batting. Changeup misses low and away. You're thinking one swing of the bat against this lefty. He has given up 7 home runs this year. Fly ball, left field, hooking deep by the foul pole. Gone! Hit the foul pole! Tigers take the lead in the 9th. Number 26, listen to the Tigers fans here in Chicago. 2-1 Tigers.
Unbelievable, partner. You asked for it, you got it. That was a changeup that was up. I'm sorry, it was a four-seam fastball that Isert wanted in. He didn't get it in far enough. And Torque hits it off the left field fair pole for a homer. That's outstanding. Good at bat right there. Good swing, keeping his hands in.
There's no more beautiful sight when you see a ball hooking to the foul point. You can be like, is it fair or foul? And sometimes you can't tell, or you can tell when it bangs off the foul pole.
That is fantastic.
Beautiful
Love
sight.
that.
We got some Tiger fans in the house tonight. Riley Green swings and misses at a slider away. Big ninth inning home run for Torkelson, 26th of the season. Riley Green leads this team with 27. Swinging a foul. These two good friends have never let one or the other get too far ahead in the home run race. Riley's been leading most of the year, but every time it looks like he's going to pull away.
Torque says, come back here, dog. Come back here.
Torque starts to reel him back in.
Don't go too far.
Fastball up and away. 1-2 on Riley Green. That's a big smile on that young man's face in the Tigers dugout. The 1-2, swing and a miss, waved at a slider down and away. Every Tigers home run this year, a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or Pizza Portal pickup. 2-1 Tigers in the ninth. Torque just waited at home plate, watched, and saw it bang off the foul pole.
What a swing. Getting a great look from the open first base side on our FanDuel Sports monitors. Good swing, good balance, posted up against that front side, hands flying through. Then he had to wait, see if it was going to bang off the pole. It does.
And he just caught the outer edge.
Yeah, he did. That's it.
There's a wire screen that extends in maybe 3 feet, and he hit it on the foul pole toward the outside. Jemai Jones has grabbed a bat, and he'll pinch hit for Colt Keith. He takes ball one. The 1-0, swing and a miss, pitch up and away. Ninth inning is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Only one bank has been committed to Michigan since 1849. That's Comerica. 1-1 fastball is up. 2-1 on Jemai Jones. Two-one in the dirt. Jemai's got that very distinctive finish to his stance. Deep in the right-handed batter's box. Kind of neutral. Not especially open at the last moment. Just locks the left hips in. Cocks the right hip back. The 3-1. Strike on the outside corner. Jones started to take off for first, but he knew that was right there.
Yeah, it was okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Polite young man steps back, says, hey, sorry. He's been such a great addition to this roster, this clubhouse.
Yep. Fit right in, doing a job.
3-2, ground ball foul over by the White Sox dugout on the third base side. Sosa at second, shades up the middle with the righty at the plate. The outfield straight up. 2-1 Tigers in the ninth, the 3-2. Shot into left field, a base hit. Chasing it down, Taylor sliding backhand to stop. No, got by him all the way to the wall, and that means Jemai Jones will cruise into second base. He would have gone anyway.
Yep.
7-pitch battle and a bullet that got by Michael A. Taylor. Man, at second, Tigers have a chance to add on.
Yeah, that was a slider that stayed up and away from Jemai Jones. Goes out, top hands that bad boy in the left field. Hit it hard. Michael A. Taylor goes into a slide to try to keep that ball in front and keep Jemai Jones from getting to second base. Like you said, Dan, he's going to end up on second anyway. It was stand up because it got to the wall. But he's on with a pinch hit double with 2 outs here in the ninth inning.
Let's pause right now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. That brings up Zach McKinstry because Dylan Dingler has just issued an intentional walk. He tried trots down to first. Zach McKinstry, 0 for 3 tonight, all against, 2 against lefties. Tyler Alexander struck him out twice. Soft fly ball to right last time up against a righty. Facing a lefty who really doesn't shut down lefties. Left-handed batters in their 81 at-bats. First pitch from Isert is a fastball strike, have hit 295. 9 of their 24 hits for extra bases. Robert in center plays shallow, shades toward left center on McKinstry. He's due. The strike one in the dirt, down and away. Very aggressive secondary lead at second for Jones. I love it. Rain begins to fall here in Chicago. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it's falling. It's getting heavy quick. Yeah. McKinstry fouls it out of play and falls behind 1-2. And the great thing about the booth here is there is no cover.
Nope.
And that rain just comes right on in. Whoa! Fastball high and tight. This has got to be stopped. This is heavy. This is really heavy rain.
Yep, they're calling for it right now.
Yeah. Not just because our booth is getting wet, but
well, that's the main reason. We put in a call down there and said, hey, stop this thing. Shut this thing down.
Heavy rains have come in the ninth inning. The Tigers have just taken the lead on a Spencer Torkelson home run. Banged it off the foul pole's 26th of the year. Tigers have a 2-1 lead, 2 on and 2 out. Zach McKinstry at the plate, and the rains have moved in a big way. Before we send it back to our affiliates, let's check and see what kind of storm we're looking at here. But woo! I mean, this is an absolute deluge right now. See what kind of delay we're looking at here in Chicago. Billy Carambellis, the best. It's getting the windows closed. Tigers with a 2-1 lead in the ninth inning, 2 on and 2 outs. The Rains have moved in, but Bobby, let's go back to that Torkelson at bat. We were talking earlier in the game how consistent he has been this year. And he's hit home runs off of all kinds of pitching. 4-seam fastballs, 2-seams, sliders, change-ups. He's covered it all.
Yeah.
And that's a big blow in the ninth inning, but it's just the consistency is what really stands out for Spencer Torkelson.
Dan, the one thing we've talked about is you cannot do that. It is absolutely impossible to do the thing you just described unless your approach is sound. And that it comes from the ground up in your setup, which we know he tweaked just a little bit, got a little bit more athletic in the offseason. But then the most important thing is his mindset. The mindset was stay in the middle of the field, stay in the big part of the field. And when I say that, that doesn't mean we're hitting singles up the middle, trying to hit one-hoppers off the second base bag, which is what guys like my era were taught. It means I want you to hit something hard between the left center field gap and the right center field gap. That is the big part of the field. I want you to try to hit homers over the center field fence. That's the thought process. When you do that, and your setup is the way it needs to be, and your approach is sound, you will stay on the fastball. You will be on the fastball. You can be on the breaking ball away. You can be on the breaking ball in. If you're thinking pull side homers in the air, if you're thinking trying to hit something off the left field wall, then what happens is the entire outside part of the plate, you have no coverage. You run out of bat because you get spinning with your bottom half, and then also the second part is even on pitches in that you get to, you're more likely to hook those balls foul. Last year, that pitch he just swung at, he hooks it foul into the net, and we're doing it again. This year, he's on it, thinking up the middle, and he hits it off the left field foul pole for a homer that puts this Tiger team up. And just his ability to make those adjustments and stay true to that adjustment all year long.
Stay true to it.
That's the key.
Even through the down times, quote unquote, maybe some hits aren't falling.
And additionally, you're right about that. Additionally, when you're feeling good, it's real easy to get out of your approach when
because
you're
now
feeling
you want to hit more.
Because now you want to do it more often. Nope. stay in the middle of the field, try to hit a ball off the center field fence, and he's done that all year long. It's been great to watch.
Well, looking at the radar, it doesn't look great. These are pop-up showers, and
they're popping up everywhere.
They're big, and we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe we'll get a little gap here, but I can tell you that they popped up in the last hour or so, and it's a big, thick line of heavy rain that goes quite a way. So if, let's say, this game had to be suspended, what they do is, remember, it's not a complete game. Well, no, because the Tigers just took the lead.
Right.
They would complete it before the regularly scheduled game tomorrow if they would have to do that. They're going to wait, you would think, but again, I don't think you're going to wait forever, and this looks like this rain could last, if not forever, it could last for a while. So, we'll hope for the best. Tigers have taken a 2-1 lead in the ninth inning, and a Torkelson home run is 26th of the year. They've got 2 on, 2 outs with McKinstry at the plate when the rains came, and man, they came quick. It wasn't a light rain to start, it was a monsoon, and now the tarp is on the field, and we'll see if the rains ever do stop. 2-1, Tigers in the lead. Let's send it back to our affiliates along the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Heisman. Right now, Major League Baseball, a couple scores going down. Detroit up 2-1 on the White Sox. That game taking place on the south side of Chicago, actually in a weather delay in the bottom of the ninth. Washington trails 6-4 to the Kansas City Royals out in KC. If you want to bet the Nationals, they're plus 1,300 on the money line, but I don't advise doing so. They are terrible, and their bullpen is brutal. Colorado trails 3-2 right now to St. Louis. St. Louis takes 2 of 3 from the Chicago Cubs this weekend, and now they got a 1-run lead out in St. Louis over the Rockies. That game is in the top of the ninth. The Rockies down to their final out. Arizona comes back. They're up 6-5 on the Rangers in the top of the seventh. Houston beating the living hell out of Boston. They were actually plus money tonight, too. The Astros were. They're up 7-2. Angels up 2-0 right now on Yamamoto and the Dodgers. They're minus 200 favorites on the live line. Decent value if you want to bet the Dodgers, plus 155 right now on the live line. They do trail 2 runs to the Angels. And then just getting underway, San Diego and San Francisco scoreless in the top of the second. And we got one more game on tap tonight out in Sacramento. The artist formerly known as the Oakland A's, minus 110. The Tampa Bay Rays, minus 109. So that game's a pick. Total is 10, and it's Pepiot taking on Springs. All right, there we go. That's what you get. That's your Major League Baseball. I took notes for every single preseason game. Let's try to hit on all of these, and let's start with, we could probably pass on the Hall of Fame game last week, but we got to talk about what we saw in the Colts-Ravens game, because Anthony Richardson is already in a quarterback battle with Daniel Jones, and obviously Anthony Richardson has the higher ceiling. He's a hell of an athlete, but he's just not very accurate. He's got a rocket for an arm, but he's just not very accurate. Daniel Jones, you kind of know what his ceiling is. A couple of years ago, the Giants went to the playoffs, won a playoff game against Minnesota with him as the starting quarterback. But I think at this point of his career, at this stage of his career, he's better served as a backup. If I'm the Colts, man, I'm going to be looking at the trade market. But we could get to that here in a little bit. Daniel Jones didn't do a whole lot to distance himself from Anthony Richardson as far as winning the starting gig. But he has to have the leg up because Anthony Richardson has a pinky injury. Looks like he's going to be okay. Daniel Jones went 10 of 21 passing for 144 yards. My biggest takeaway was Tyler Warren, if he could stay healthy and play 15 to 17 games, even as a rookie out of Penn State, you might see 150 targets. Whether it's Daniel Jones, whether it's Anthony Richardson, it could be Riley Leonard, the rookie out of Notre Dame. He's going to eat in the middle of the field, man. He caught all 3 targets for 40 yards. There was an overturned catch that could have made the night even better. That would have been 4 grabs on 4 targets. Other than that, Eddie Mitchell showed his big playability, had 2 chunk gains, did have a couple of drops. That was my takeaway for the Colts. The quarterback situation is a mess. I think the defense might be bad. I like their skill position players, especially Jonathan Taylor, even at this stage of his career. He's not getting any younger, but still a top 10 back in this league. But I think there's a chance they have the worst record in the league. And right now, you could find that anywhere from, I believe, 50-1 to 40-1. I like Shane Steichen as a play caller and a head coach, but he doesn't have a quarterback right now. And I think that division is going to be a little bit more competitive. We'll talk about Jacksonville here in a second. Houston's the rightful favorite. And Tennessee's building something. I think Cam Ward's obviously an upgrade over Will Levis or Mason Rudolph or any other starting quarterback that's been there since Tannehill. But I think the Colts could be bad. For Baltimore, the biggest highlight for me was Keaton Mitchell's back and he's fully healthy. They have Derrick Henry, so Keaton Mitchell's not going to be the lead back. But a couple of years ago, before he got hurt as a rookie, he was averaging over 7 yards per pop. And he had 68 rushing yards, had a touchdown, forced 4 missed tackles. He's the change of pace back. He could be the third down back, and I do like Keaton Mitchell quite a bit. Baltimore should be really tough this year, obviously. Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Jamar Chase already looks like he's in midseason form. Had 4 receptions, 77 yards, and a touchdown. Joe Burrow looked great. He looked fully healthy to start the season, which we haven't seen the last couple of years. He completed over 90% of his passes, 2 of them going for touchdowns. And Chase Brown, Brad's really high on him. Comes from Illinois, so you know Brad loves him. But he's right, man. He could be Austin Eckler 2.0. His usage is going to be insane. He had 8 touches. Granted, it's the preseason, but 8 touches. He had 3 receptions, and I think he's going to be a stud this year. For Philadelphia, obviously, you're not going to see Jalen Hurts. You're not going to see Saquon Barkley. But I'm trying to figure out who that backup running back is going to be for Saquon because the workload was crazy last year. And I like Will Shipley. I love him at Clemson. I'm not the biggest A.J. Dillon fan. As a Green Bay Packer fan, every year I was waiting for A.J. Dillon to take that next step, to be that bruising back, kind of like a Jerome Bettis type back or an Eddie Lacy, like a bigger back, right? But dude has huge legs, huge calves. He doesn't know how to use them. So I think Will Shipley could be the backup there. He outsnapped A.J. Dillon early. He averaged nearly 7 yards per carry. A.J. Dillon looked decent as a pass catcher, actually, 27 receiving yards. But I think if you're looking for that handcuff to Saquon, if you have him in a couple leagues or in a league, I should say, look at Will Shipley out of Clemson. I think he's going to take on a bigger role in the offense year 2. Vegas, Seattle, no really big takeaways for me. I'm not going to overreact to Ashton Genty's couple of carries for nothing, but that was my concern a little bit with the Raiders, man, their offensive line. Now, they look to fix it up in free agency and through the draft, but last year, outside the top 20 in run blocking, the case I made for Genty was last year, granted it was in the Mountain West and at the collegiate level, he had over 1,000 yards rushing after broken tackles. He had double-digit touchdowns after broken tackles. But not a great debut. Granted, preseason game, who really cares? For Seattle, not a whole lot to go off of. Sam Darnold's going to be the starter. I don't know what to do with Seattle. I feel like they could either win 6 games or they can win double-digit games. If you believe that Sam Darnold's the guy that we saw last year, I like the weapons. Kenneth Walker, though, is already dealing with an injury that we don't really know what it is. Zach Charbonnet is the running back if he's hurt. I like JSN. I like some of the skill position players. I really like the defensive side of the ball, and I like Mike McDonald a lot as a head coach. We remember what he did a couple of years ago in Baltimore as the defensive coordinator. That was a historically good defense. Unfortunately, they couldn't win that game in Baltimore against Kansas City because for whatever reason, they decided not to run the ball, even though they were averaging 6 yards per carry. With that defense, they dropped Lamar back 35 times. He throws some bad interceptions. But I like Mike McDonald as a head coach. And I think that defense, especially that secondary with Devin Witherspoon and those safeties, could be one of the better safeties or secondaries in the league. Detroit, Atlanta, no really big takeaways for me, although I'm a little bit worried on my Atlanta futures when I'm hearing that Michael Penix is being outplayed in camp by Kirk Cousins. We got Kyle Pitts running more with the wide receivers than the tight ends. I'm pretty much done with Kyle Pitts. I do think that Bijan Robinson, hot take alert, is going to have a monster year. I bet him at 13-1 to win Offensive Player of the Year. I really like that 3-game sample size with Michael Penix last year behind center. When Kirk was behind center, he couldn't move. When Penix was behind center, at least he could move around a little bit. I do love Drake London this year in fantasy football. For Detroit, as Kenny knows, I think they take a step back because of the defensive side of the ball. Love Aiden Hutchinson, but other than him, nobody could get consistent pressure, man. I don't trust Marcus Davenport to stay healthy. I like their secondary. I like Detroit's secondary a lot. The offensive side of the ball should be just fine, even without Ben Johnson, but I think they take a step back. Not saying they missed the playoffs. Last year they won 15 games. I just don't see them winning 13 games, 14 games again this season. I don't think they win the NFC North. Cleveland, Carolina. Dylan Sampson started for Cleveland And I'm pretty high on him, man, because we don't know what the other running back situation is going to look like. But it was all about Shedeur Sanders. That's what social media was talking about all night. There was some good, there was some bad. The good was the 2 touchdown passes. He can make the throws. The bad was him taking that brutal sack, and that's what we saw at Colorado. Now, the offensive line was terrible at Colorado, but a lot of those sacks were on Shedeur Sanders. Quinshon Judkins, we have no idea what's going to happen there. Jerome Ford didn't even play. So Dylan Sampson, I think, is a decent fantasy option. For Carolina, Bryce Young looked damn good. Pushing the ball down the field, finds Tet McMillan for a 30-yard gain. McMillan played every single snap with the starters, and that's what you want to see when you take a receiver top 10, and he's the clear-cut number 1 wide receiver. And I think he's going to be a fringe wide receiver number 2 option in fantasy drafts. Really high on Tet McMillan. Love the over on his touchdown receptions. I believe you could still get that 4.5. Washington, New England. Biggest takeaway for me, Travion Henderson's going to be a playmaker. He stole the show. 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. He's going to steal reps from Stevenson. For Washington, they rested pretty much everybody, so no really big takeaways. They rested Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler. I think they take a step back this year, too. I love Jaden Daniels, but they're not getting any younger on the defensive side of the ball. I don't necessarily love the Debo pickup. Terry McLaurin, we'll see what happens there. Kind of out on Washington this year. Giants, Buffalo, Jackson Dart. Granted, it was the preseason, but he looked pretty damn good. Russell Wilson got his 1 series. Jackson Dart takes over. The throw of the day, a 28-yarder to Lil Jordan Humphrey. Finds him for a touchdown. Showed his legs off a little bit. Had a 19-yard scramble. There's a good chance Jackson Dart is seeing action by, week 4, week 5. Russell get the start. Jameis didn't even play in the preseason until the 3rd quarter. So I kind of like what I saw from Jackson Dart for the Giants. Houston, Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy looked damn good, made his long-awaited return. He went 4 of 7 passing for 30 yards. He's accurate as hell. He's a leader. We'll see if he can stay healthy. And that's another ultimate wild card team is Minnesota, because Kevin O'Connell is one of the best coaches in the league, one of the better play callers, and I don't think that defense is going to take a step back. I like their backfield a lot, especially with the addition of Jordan Mason to pair with Aaron Jones. Jordan Addison's going to miss the first 3 weeks of the season, but when he does come back, he's a reliable number 2 option to pair next to the second best receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson. And TJ Hawkinson's fully healthy this year. Last year, he was not. Biggest takeaway for Pittsburgh and Jacksonville was Travis Hunter actually did play both sides of the ball. Didn't do a whole lot. On the offensive side of the ball, played 11 of 12 snaps with the starters, caught a couple passes. He's going to catch a ton of screens this year, and he's going to see a lot of action. Brian Thomas Jr., though, is still wide receiver number 1 there, man. He's going to have double-digit touchdowns again this year. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Carolina Panthers, and then we'll wrap up the show with some college football talk. AP Top 25 poll drops. Texas is number 1 overall, yet underdogs week 1 to Ohio State. Talk about that coming up. It's BetMGM tonight.
Don't go anywhere. You're listening to BetMGM tonight on the BetMGM network.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or 2 half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy chicken biscuit. For just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1. So you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
That'll be 30 even.
That's 90 points! Sorry, that was a lot. Now that I'm getting 3 times the points on food and fuel with the Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card, I get a little too hyped sometimes.
Cool. Would you like your receipt?
In the bag! Sorry, in the bag, please. Learn more about the everyday, everywhere Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wrap up your day with BetMGM Tonight, featuring Brad Evans and Ryan Horvath, 7 to 11 Eastern on the BetMGM Network.
Even if you get, let's say, 14 games of Matthew Stafford, I still think he gets to 1,000 yards. You look at Mike Clady as being his projection. 137 targets for Adams, 85 catches, 1,170 yards. He had 1,063 with that train wreck of an organization, the New York Jets, and Aaron Rodgers last year. Strength of schedule for fantasy wide receivers, 11th easiest. A guy that was number 9 in YAC last year. You mentioned the route win percentage in the top 30. He's got gas left in the tank. Devontae Adams, I think, clears 1,000 yards this year at plus 105.
BetMGM Tonight, 7 to 11 Eastern from the BetMGM Network, presented by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. Wrap up your day with BetMGM Tonight, featuring Brad Evans and Ryan Horvath, 7 to 11 Eastern on the BetMGM Network.
I like the over on Georgia Tech this season. They bring back 10 starters, 5 on the offensive side of the ball, including Haynes King, who, even though he was beat up last year, had a 7-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, ran for 11 touchdowns, threw for 14, rushed for over 500 yards. They also bring back Jamal Haynes, who's an absolute stud, man. But last year he rushed for 944 yards, and he was also dealing with injuries. Now he's fully healthy. The wide receiver room, I like what they did in the portal. They do have to replace 3 starters on the offensive line, and on the defensive line, it's going to be a complete rebuild. But I like Brent Key, I like Haynes King, I like Jamal Haynes. I think they win a minimum of 8 games. So
BetMGM Tonight, 7 to 11 Eastern from the BetMGM Network, presented by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. Wrap up your day with BetMGM Tonight, featuring Brad Evans and Ryan Horvath, 7 to 11 Eastern on the BetMGM Network.
All right, let's go with the CMC Football Factory. Christian McCaffrey, 10 or more touchdowns at plus 125. Horvey, fade or follow?
Yeah, I'll follow this one, man. So I actually bet this, and I bet him to win Offensive Player of the Year. I took the real number, just the standard number, at 7.5, because you go back to 2023, his first full season with the Niners. He scored his 8th rushing touchdown of the season in Week 7, man. So he could legitimately score 15 to 20 if he stays healthy. I think he's going to be all right, man. If you listen to a lot of these injury analysts and doctors, he's going to be near 100% health from the PCL injury. They have the easiest schedule of opponents this season. I love McCaffrey to have 10 touchdowns. I can't believe we're getting that price, man.
BetMGM Tonight, 7 to 11 Eastern from the BetMGM Network, presented by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. It's time to place your bets. This is BetMGM Tonight on the BetMGM Network.
Welcome back to BetMGM Tonight. Brother Noise Evans with you. Ryan Horvath in the house on this Manic Monday edition of the show. We're going to be talking to Anish Shroff here in a moment, breaking everything down about the Carolina Panthers. They were impressive with the first team on the field, scoring a touchdown. Then they got waxed in their first preseason game. But, it's just exhibition football. It doesn't mean jack nor squat, but still some impressive takeaways from some of the key fantasy components on that squad. So we're going to break it all down with Anish Shroff here momentarily. momentarily. For the reminder, if you want to talk fantasy football with us, of course you do. If you want to talk sports betting as well, whether you look at the futures market in the NFL, college football, you look at the diamond action tonight in Major League Baseball, or in the lone WNBA game, simple way to contact Tori and I to get our thoughts and opinions. All you got to do is pick up the phone and dial us, fools, at 833-732-3875. 833-732-3875. You can also fire off a tweet or an X. So do so, again, on X at BetMGM tonight. Again, on X at BetMGM tonight. Right now, let's jump out to the phones and talk to Anish Shroff. He is the Carolina Panthers play-by-play voice. He's also a play-by-play announcer and on-air host for ESPN. Do us a favor, would you kindly, and give Anish a follow on the X, where he's always giving it to you there, at Shroff PXP. Again, at Shroff PXP. Anish, welcome to BetMGM tonight. Let's go ahead and jump into it right now, my man. In Carolina's first preseason game, the fantasy community got a whole lot of Ted McMillan, at least a taste, in the early going, and Bryce Young and him hooked up impressively in a couple of catches for 43 yards. What have you seen of the youngster so far in training camp? What are your expectations for him in year one? And let me just set a random line for you. Over or under 999.5 receiving yards for McMillan this season?
Well, now I need my crystal ball. I just pulled out my jump to conclusions, Matt. But I think with Ted McMillan, listen, he's going to be their number one receiver this year. He's going to be the go-to target. You saw it in a couple instances where if he's got a one-on-one matchup, he's so good at the contested catch. And you saw it in the first preseason game. He's still a rookie, and he'll make mistakes like he did when he dropped the ball in the end zone that should have been a touchdown. But the upside is there. His catch radius is absurd. What I've observed in training camp and throughout practice, you throw the ball in his vicinity, odds are he's going to catch it. He can catch it off his helmet, off his hip, down by his knees. He can catch it with one hand. He's smooth doing it. So it may be maybe a slower build. He might not be, that impact guy right away. It may take a few weeks, but I do think by the end of the season, he's going to be your number one wide receiver.
We were doing the show, watching the preseason game, and usually I don't overreact to preseason action, but I was distracted. We were trying to do a baseball segment. I couldn't do it, man, because Bryce looks so good. I'm looking at his touchdown passes right now. You could bet this, 16.5. What do you expect now, year three? Obviously some growing pains the first two seasons, but another year now in Dave Canales' offense. I think that number is way too low, and if he could stay healthy, I don't think he's going to get benched, and I think he's going to have a monster season. What are your expectations for Bryce Young now?
Yeah, I think he's going to have a pretty strong season. 16 seems really low to me, especially when you consider how he finished last season. If you factor in rushing and passing touchdowns, 10 total touchdowns, no picks over the last 3 weeks of the season. In that span, in terms of QBR, only Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes were better than Bryce Young. And what we saw in Atlanta, Week 18, a lot is made of that. 5 touchdowns, his coming out party, a tour de force performance, all that. That wasn't a fluke. It was a gradual buildup of the previous 7-8 weeks. When he came off the bench and when he finally got his chance to start again, it was a slow and steady buildup, right? They beat New Orleans, the Saints fired the coach. We're all going, all right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. They go and beat the Giants in Munich. The Giants then cut Daniel Jones, and everybody says, okay, let's dip the toe in the water. We're not sure if we want to go any deeper than that. Then there's a bye week, and then all of a sudden he goes toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, a game the Panthers almost won. They almost beat the Eagles, if not for a dropped catch late. Those are your two teams that played in the Super Bowl. They had the Bucs on the ropes at home with the ball in plus territory in overtime, and their sure-handed running back, Chuba Hubbard, fumbles it away. So there were a lot of positive signs over the final half of the season, and there was this gradual buildup of him just getting better and better and better. And I said this at the top of the broadcast in our first preseason game. I said, what you saw at the tail end of 2024, that is the launch point for 2025, and it starts with Bryce Young.
I know a lot of people really like Carolina, and some people are betting them to win the division. The only reason that I can't get there yet, and I do think they're going to be much improved, is the defense. Last year, 32nd, they gave up over 30 points per game, 400 yards. If you're a Carolina fan or somebody that's high on this team, what are some encouraging signs from the offseason or that you've seen maybe at camp or just that first preseason game that makes you believe that they're going to be a little bit better this year and more competitive?
Well, that's a great question. One, you have to remember last year they were not just bad on defense, but they were historically bad. They gave up 3,000-plus rushing yards, which had not been done since 1980 by any team. I get it, we play 17, not 16 now, but still, it had been a long time. They gave up more points last season than any team in the history of the NFL. Again, one more game, part of it, but still not good. Well, for starters, you get Derek Brown back, who 2 years ago, when he played in every game, was the first defensive lineman to have 100-plus tackles in the season. He's a game wrecker. I think the guys were saying 95 Madden rating, to put it in perspective for your audience. Like, this guy is a game wrecker. They added Bobby Brown, who they got from the Rams, as a free agent next to him at nose tackle, 6'4", 340. The guy who was playing that position most of last year was about 6'1", 300. So now you have a nose tackle who can eat up two blockers. Derek Brown demands a double team. It's going to open up stuff for the guys on the outside. They can't get any worse defensively. It's really hard to do that. They're so much better up front and deeper on the D-line. They went out and they got Turk Wharton. They drafted Cam Jackson for depth at nose tackle. So if they go from historically bad to, let's just say, average, maybe even slightly below average, that should represent a significant improvement from last year, especially when you factor in on the offensive side. Again, if Bryce takes the great leap, you can start to dream a little bit, but if he just incrementally takes the next step, it's going to be a much better football team than last year.
We're talking to the great Anish Shroff right now, all things Carolina Panthers. Why? Well, he's a play-by-play boys for that franchise, also a play-by-play announcer and on-air host for ESPN. Give him a follow, would you kindly, on X at Shroff, PXP. Again, on X at Shroff, PXP. Anish, you're talking about the defense, and that could play into the hands of one Chuba Hubbard. If they do play at least at an average level and are competitive, he might get some soul away the clock opportunities, unlike he did last year. Still, last season, he saw 77.9% of the team's opportunity share in 15 games. Are you anticipating more of the same of that volume type? And what's your overall outlook for the Oklahoma State former Cowboy?
Well, there's a much better caddy this year for Chuba Hubbard. They went and signed Rico Dowdle from Dallas, who was a 1,000-yard rusher in his own right a year ago. So you got 2,000-yard backs. I think that lightens the load somewhat on Hubbard. Miles Sanders was a free agent signing a couple of years ago from Philly. It just didn't work. And he was never the guy in Carolina that he was in Philly. So Hubbard had to carry the big load. I think you have a guy who can offload some of that, especially in the second half, to keep that run game fresh. So will he run for close to 1,200 yards again? I would probably hedge lower, but I think the Panthers as a whole, with both Dowdle and Hubbard, should have a better running game than they did last year.
Yeah, definitely, especially with that defense. Again, vastly improves from a season ago, but Chuba Hubbard, I still believe, is going to be a firm RB2 in 12-team fantasy drafts. Anish will get you out of here on this. Speaking of fantasy, managers are always looking for the next big sleeper on offense. Is there one player you really see as a potential breakout this upcoming season?
Yeah, I do, and it's Jalen Coker. If you look at Jalen Coker a year ago, yeah, and this is kind of maybe from left field for a lot of fans not familiar with him. He was a guy who was an undrafted rookie out of Holy Cross, was actually cut at the end of August before the rosters went down to 53, re-signed to the practice squad. He was somebody that impressed in camp, got a little banged up. finally started to get his opportunity when Adam Thielen went down. I thought he played real well down the stretch. You look at his numbers. I mean, he only played about a half season when you look at his snaps. He's been tremendous in training camp. He's gotten faster. He's gotten leaner. Xavier Legette got ejected for fighting in the first quarter of the Cleveland game on Friday. Coker steps into his spot. He has the touchdown catch. The Panthers only score. Had another big 40-yard catch that was negated by a penalty. He brought it in with one hand. What we saw last year and what we're seeing so far this year, this is a guy who makes plays. It's going to be hard to keep him off the field. He's a guy that I would use a late-round draft pick on, stash on your bench, and you know what? You get to week 4, week 5, week 6, you might have a diamond sitting on your bench, and you might have a guy who can be a big playmaker for you late in the season.
Anish, I heart you, man. That is an outstanding pull, and I saw that touchdown reception. I thought the same thing. I was getting beers with my buddy, and he actually drafted him the very next day based on that play. Right now his ADP, and this is real, folks, 269.05. He's the 89th wide receiver off the fantasy draft boards at the current moment. So deep sleeper. Anish just gave you one awesome one on Jalen Coker. Anish Roth, we appreciate all the time that you gave us and the tremendous insights as well. Again, follow him. He's a voice at ESPN, play-by-play voice as well for the Carolina Panthers. And again, follow him on X at Schroff PXP. Again, on X at Schroff PXP. Anish, again, thank you for the time, and hopefully we'll catch up over the course of the season.
All right, good luck, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. There he goes. Anish Schroff. Man, that was a great poll. Jalen Coker.
Yep.
And I agree. I'll be honest with you. And, a lot of people are like, you're probably just feeding me and shoveling a giant pile of BS here, Evans. But no, this is God's honest truth. Jalen Coker, there was a moment for like about a 2 to 3 week stretch last year in the regular season, about late in the year or middle portion of the season, where his player props began to surface on BetMGM. And they were low. They were like in the 29.5 to like 35.5 yard range. And he just kept hitting the over. Was he blowing it away? No. He might have got like 3 catches for 42 yards or 4 catches for 45 yards. But it was a low threshold. I think as a player, if you're trying to unearth some of those values based on the reasons that Anish just laid out, Jalen Coker could pay a lot of dividends early on the season, not only for fantasy football fans, but also for those that are trying to find those diamonds in the rough to boost their bankrolls in the world of player prop betting.
You know what, man? I really wanted Jalen Coker, to be honest. You got to remember, like last year, he did have 4 games with at least 60 receiving yards. 6 games, he played at least 68% of the snaps, and Bryce was the starting quarterback when he wasn't benched. He had pretty good numbers. He had an 18.3% target share, 55.7 receiving yards per game. I like Xavier Legette, but yeah, he got kicked out of that game. And Coker averaged 11.4 PPR points per game. And I kind of like him as well. We were on the air, and I can't even take credit. Rob Brown was like, who's my fantasy sleeper this year? Jalen Coker. And then he catches that touchdown like 2 minutes later. But yeah, I like him as well, man. I think Carolina's offense is going to be exciting. I know it was only 2 drives, but I really like what I saw from Bryce and that 4-week, 5-week stretch, last year. Even that game against Kansas City, they should have won. And Bryce was pushing the ball down the field. That's the thing. He's not a dink and dunk quarterback. He's going to look to move the ball down the field. So I do like Coker. I think there's some decent value.
Yeah, definitely. Coker could be one hell of a drug. Thank you very much. This fantasy football season, McMillan's a guy I think is definitely going to flirt with 1,000 yards, and that greatly exceeded, along with probably 8 to 10 touchdowns. And I agree with Bryce Young. I had a super flex draft auction / salary cap style like I said Evans a couple of weeks ago. I spent an obscene amount, admittedly, on Bryce Young as my super flex because I think he has a opportunity to be maybe everything falls into place, a back-end quarterback 1 in 12-team formats. All right, we got to take a little siesta here on BetMGM tonight. When we come back, bets, and more bets. You demand it, and we're going to deliver a Sledgehammer special right around the corner along with Parlay Pete. Don't you go anywhere, fools. This is BetMGM tonight on the BetMGM Network.
Don't go anywhere. You're listening to BetMGM tonight on the BetMGM Network.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit. For just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all three if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
That'll be 30 even.
That's 90 points! Sorry, that was a lot. Now that I'm getting 3 times the points on food and fuel with the Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card, I get a little too hyped sometimes.
Cool. Where do you like your receipt?
In the bag! Sorry, in the bag, please. Learn more about the everyday, everywhere Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Check out Bet Sweats with Joe Ostrowski and Sam Panayotovich. Weekdays 9 to noon Eastern on the BetMGM Network.
But are we putting the cart before the horse here with Texas a little bit? So you're co-favored to win the title. You have the decided favorite for the Heisman, and you're favored to win the SEC. Are we sure? We sure about that? I just don't know. I mean, their defense is awesome. And the weapons around Arch are promising. If Arch's last name was Martin, where's the hype at? Where are we at? Is he 5-1 to win the Heisman Trophy? No. Are they favored to win the SEC? Probably not. Are they co-favored to win the national championship? No.
Bet Sweats, 9 to noon Eastern on the BetMGM Network. America's home for wagertainment. BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. Check out Bet Sweats with Joe Ostrowski and Sam Panayotovich. Weekdays 9 to noon Eastern on the BetMGM Network.
Let's put some numbers to Bryce Young when he returned after that Dalton injury. So he played in the last 10 games of the year for Carolina. In those 10 games, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Yeah, you want a higher touchdown rate, but he stopped turning the ball over. He was turning the ball over at a pretty high clip for about a year and a half here. So 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 4-6 from where Carolina was in those 10 games. That's pretty solid. Of those 10 games, when Young returned, 7 of the 10 were one-score games. So you're competitive because you're not turning the ball over.
Bet Sweats, 9 to noon Eastern on the BetMGM Network. America's home for wagertainment. BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. Check out Bet Sweats with Joe Ostrowski and Sam Panayotovich. Weekdays 9 to noon Eastern on the BetMGM Network.
Would you rather go over on Harrison or McBride?
I would go with McBride. If I was building a team, I'd go with Harrison. That's not what you asked. You asked which player would I rather go over on. There are so many ways that you can get these tight ends open, and then the tight end is, what does Stanford Steve always say? The tight end's always open. On the broken play with a quarterback who loves the broken play, the tight end is the blanket, and you just find him. And Harrison, I think there were some times last year when Harrison would just tee keep running his routes because he's an exceptional route runner, a lot like his dad was, but then didn't come back to the ball. McBride comes back to the ball. I would lean McBride over on yards.
Bet Sweats, 9 to noon Eastern on the BetMGM Network. America's home for wagertainment. BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. Let's get back to the madness. It's BetMGM Tonight After Dark with Ryan Horvath.
BetMGM Tonight After Dark. Ryan Horvath with you. One final segment, then we'll be back tomorrow night, Tuesday night on the BetMGM Network. You can check out BetMGM Tonight wherever you find your podcast. My co-host and I, Brad Evans. We're going to be talking a whole bunch of fantasy football, taking your phone calls, talking with a bunch of great guests. Obviously talking betting, win totals, conference futures in the National Football League, as well as college football today. The AP Top 25 college football polls do come out. We were just talking off the air about the Steelers in the AFC North, and I think the Steelers are a team that's capable of winning 13 games and a team that's capable of winning like 5 games. The case that it's tough to make the case that they're only going to win 5 games because Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. But if Aaron Rodgers shows up and looks 41 years old and completely washed, then they have to most likely turn to Mason Rudolph or the rookie Will Howard, who's already all banged up. Skylar Thompson's still on the roster, but I doubt that they carry 4 quarterbacks. But I was talking to Kenny, off the air here during the break, and if you look at the splits, the reason why TJ Watt, always can demand a new contract whenever he wants and deserves it. Look at the splits on the defensive side of the ball for the Steelers when he's on the field and when he's dealt with injuries and he's been off the field. It's literally the difference between them being a top 10 defense and them falling outside the top 20. But we were talking about Pittsburgh, man, and if Rodgers, if he gets protection, because if you go back and you watch those final 5-6 games of the season last year for the Jets, now it's not going to be 2018 Aaron Rodgers or Rodgers at 25, 26 years old, MVP Aaron Rodgers, but he's much more serviceable than anything that's been in Pittsburgh the last couple of years, really since Ben Roethlisberger, right? I mean, we're talking about Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph in the corpse of Ben Roethlisberger those final, few years there. But on the defensive side of the ball, like Jalen Ramsey, not the player that he was a couple of years ago, but he's just going to be playing nickel. You have Joey Porter Jr., who I like. You have, Darius Slay, Patrick Queen, who they're probably overpaying, but I do like, and then TJ Watt. So I feel like the Steelers are the ultimate wild card in that division. Baltimore, if they could stay healthy, wins that division probably 9 out of 10 times. Don't sleep on, obviously, Cincinnati. My concern about them, the defensive side of the ball. I like the hire of Al Golden, but I also liked Lou Anarumo. He was the defensive coordinator a couple years ago when they made the run to the Super Bowl. I'm not sold on Zach Taylor as a head coach. I mean, he's been gifted Joe Burrow, a top 4 quarterback, Jamar Chase, the best wide receiver in the league, T. Higgins, definitely the best number 2 in the league. I think Chase Brown, like I was saying earlier, is going to have a monster year and put up Austin Eckler type numbers. Before we get to college football, the Bears, who I'm really high on this year, high on them winning over 8.5 games, which does worry me that it's a little public. Some of the reports about Caleb Williams, I'm not overreacting. Now, we don't see him in that first preseason game, but I really do like Kyle Monangai, and I liked him in college. Right now, 3rd on the depth chart, goes for 30 yards on 6 carries, forces 2 missed tackles, and again, it's preseason, but he also had the 22-yard kick return. I like him quite a bit. Now, I want to see Roshan Johnson take on more of like the David Montgomery role because we're talking about Ben Johnson taking over as the play caller. He gets the short yardage stuff, the goal line touches, but we weren't able to see him in that first preseason game against Miami, which ends in a tie, if anybody out there actually cares. But Roshan has a foot injury. And I don't know about DeAndre Swift, man, in the Ben Johnson offense because Ben Johnson clearly wasn't in love with him in Detroit. They end up moving on from him, bringing in David Montgomery, which was the right decision, and then drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, who's an absolute stud. Colston Loveland, really excited for him. I can't wait to see how they use him. They're going to line him up all over the place. I liked him more than I liked Tyler Warren, and I think Tyler Warren's going to be excellent as well, but Colston Loveland is a basketball player. He looks like a small forward, and he runs routes like a wide receiver. He caught his only pass on his only target for 8 yards. I thought it was just encouraging if you're a Bears fan, just seeing him out there, man, because I was a little bit worried about the shoulder injury because, he had surgery a couple months ago. Luther Burden, limited snaps, but had 2 grabs for 29 yards. Also excited to see how Ben Johnson uses him. Had that 16-yard grab on a 3rd and long. You like to see that. I'm really excited to see Caleb obviously behind center and excited to see what Ben Johnson does this year with Caleb Williams because I know the knocks on him. Holds on to the ball too long, takes too many sacks. But in the Ben Johnson offense, I think he's going to get rid of the ball a lot quicker and could be the first Bears quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. So I love the Bears over 8.5 wins. That was my takeaway. My takeaways, I guess, from the Miami preseason game, which obviously doesn't matter. Top 25 rankings, definitely have to get to these really quick. So Texas, number 1 overall, yet they are not even favored week 1. They are now 2.5-point dogs taking on the defending champion, Ohio State Buckeyes, who come in number 3 overall. But I saw this from Schefter earlier, and it was the story coming from Doug Greenberg from ESPN. But Texas is the first top-ranked college football team to be an underdog in week 1 since 1978. There's a couple bets that you can make with Texas. They are a little bit better right now. Best price, 5-1 to win the national title, which makes sense. Really hyped. Arch Manning takes over full-time as the starting quarterback. Quinn Ewers, who looked brutal, by the way, in that Miami game. He was like 4 for 16 passing. So I do think that Arch is the better option in the Sark offense, more of a dual threat quarterback. But man, you look at Texas's schedule. Again, you could take them to win it all, or you could just wait because they're dogs week 1. And if they lose that game to Ohio State, their SEC conference odds aren't going to change, but you might get a better price on the national title. It might be the difference between getting a 6-1 price and plus 750 or 8-1. Because right now, I just think that they're a little overpriced. 2 road games at Ohio State and then Georgia. And then, winnable games, obviously, but some tough ones. Florida, Kentucky's a cupcake this year. Texas A&M should be much better. So maybe you wait because I could see them finishing 10-2 and you might get a better price than you are right now on Texas. I really like Penn State. They come in number 2. I really like them over 10.5 wins. You could bet that right now plus 120. I think their floor this year is 11-1. Drew Aller's back his 3rd season. I know there's some people that are down on him after the playoff stinker, but threw for over 3,000 yards. Katron Allen's back in the backfield. Nicholas Singleton's back. Tyler Warren's obviously gone, but I like Luke Reynolds, who they bring in. And finally, they have some wide receivers that could actually create separation. Really like their offensive coordinator, play caller, Andy Kotelnicki. Came over last year from Kansas. You see what Kansas has become since he left. And they steal Jim Knowles on the defensive side of the ball to take over as coordinator. They take him from Ohio State. Ohio State comes in number 3. Obviously, tough matchup week 1. They are 2.5-point favorites at home. It's going to be the story about, or what it's going to come down to is their quarterback, Julian Sand. He's a 5-star, but he's taken less than 30 collegiate snaps, and he takes over for Will Howard, who's now in Pittsburgh, 3rd-string quarterback there. But they have absolute studs, like they always do at Ohio State in the wide receiver room. Jeremiah Smith is most likely going to be a top 5 pick when he comes out next year. They still have Carnell Tate. I just want to see what the defense looks like because now you replace Jim Knowles with Matt Patricia. So we'll see what that looks like. But they never really lose at home at Ohio Stadium, and that's where you get Texas week 1. They're 27-3 since 2021. That said, I took Texas at plus 3.5. 2.5 is a different story, but I still do like Texas quite a bit week 1. Clemson, number 4 overall. I have no issue with this. You could bet a couple things. Plus 120 on them to win the ACC. I like them at 14-1 to win it all. You could take them to make the playoff, minus 145. Last year they made the playoff, and this year I think that they're much better. The difference last year was they got clobbered week 1, and then they made some changes on the offensive side of the ball. You could tell it looked more like the Garrett Riley offense, like he took over full play calling because Dabo still had his fingerprints all over the offense. But they started playing TJ Moore a little bit more and Bryant Wesco Jr. They combined for a huge season, and then Antonio Williams caught 70 balls. That's been Clemson's issue. They haven't had wide receivers that could actually create separation really since like T. Higgins left. The defensive side of the ball, they're always tough. They come in number 4. Georgia's number 5. Georgia could win it all, or, they could be what they were last year, a double-digit win season, but anytime that they don't win it all and Kirby Smart's the head coach, it's a disappointing year. We just don't know what Gunnar Stockton, the quarterback, is. We saw him play against Notre Dame a little bit, went 12-17 passing. Their win total is 9.5, but you got to lay minus 180. Don't hate that bet, though. I do think Georgia's probably 10-2 at worst. Notre Dame comes in number 6. Really excited for them. I think the defense is going to be top 15 in the country. Big fan of Marcus Freeman. The question is the quarterback position. Steve Angeli leaves kind of last minute to go to Syracuse. Now they have C.J. Carr. Excited about him. Jeremiah Love is an absolute stud. You could still get him right now 50-1 to win the Heisman. I think there's a legit shot that he does that. Oregon, number 7. I like Oregon. I like Dante Moore. It's a short sample size, though. I do like the fact that he sat a full year behind Dylan Gabriel. The tape at UCLA is obviously not great, but he was a true freshman. He was 18 years old. I just feel like Oregon's always going to have a top 10 offense. Really good play caller. I'm a big fan of Dan Lanning as a head coach. They're going to be really tough on the defensive side of the ball. I think they're really underrated on the defensive side of the ball. They got a couple really good pass rushers. So I think number 7 is a proper ranking. They have a legit shot to win it all. Alabama, I think, is the best value right now. Anytime you're getting 15-1 on Bama to win the national title, I feel like you just take it. It's not Nick Saban. It's Kalen DeBoer. People are down on him. He won 9 games his first year, and I just don't think that Jalen Milroe was the right fit. Now, that said, we don't know that Ty Simpson's the right fit because we've never really seen him, but today they do announce that he's the starting quarterback. His Heisman odds go from 66-1 to 18-1, and they bring in Ryan Grubb to call plays. So I like Bama at 8. LSU comes in at number 9. I bet them over on the win total, over 8.5. You bring back Garrett Nussmeier at the quarterback position. I think he might be the best quarterback in the SEC. You get Harold Perkins back healthy on the defensive side of the ball. And if Brian Kelly doesn't win 9 games this year, he might be out. They might buy him out, man. They had huge expectations bringing him over from Notre Dame. And look how that's worked out. Notre Dame goes to the national title game last year for Marcus Freeman. Brian Kelly hasn't been to the playoff once. And he had Jaden Daniels as his starting quarterback. They got to improve on the defensive side of the ball, though. The schedule's rough, too. Rounding out the top 10, Miami. The tough game for Miami is right off the bat, though. Notre Dame, a 2.5-point favorite. Even as a Notre Dame fan, I kind of like Miami and their ceiling, man. They bring over Carson Beck. They're paying him $4 million. Concern there is he had elbow surgery on his throwing arm. That's a tough game for both teams week 1. But Miami comes in at number 10. And again, Texas, number 1 overall. Penn State, number 2. Really like Penn State's prices this year. That's BetMGM tonight. We're back tomorrow night, 7 to 11 p.m. Eastern here on the BetMGM Network.
That's a wrap. Come back for more wagertainment on BetMGM tonight, Monday to Friday, 7 to 11 p.m. Eastern on the BetMGM Network.
That'll be 30 even.
That's 90 points! Sorry, that was a lot. Now that I'm getting 3 times the points on food and fuel with the Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card, I get a little too hyped sometimes.
Cool. Would you like your receipt?
In the bag! Sorry, in the bag, please.
Learn more about the everyday, everywhere Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Experience the ultimate fusion of wagering and entertainment. This is the BetMGM Network. Kicking off your morning with the Daily Tip with Michael Jenkins and Chelsea Messenger.
Over.
It's a very simple way to look at it. It's the best way to look at it.
Followed by the newly branded Bet Sweats with OO and Sammy P.
When I stop talking, that's when you jump in usually.
He said, ring that bell! He said, ring that bell! Then it's You Better You Bet, hosted by Nick Costos and Femi Abebefe.
Great teams and great players get a whistle. It's happened forever. It will continue to happen.
Capped off every night with the electric Brad Evans and Ryan Horvat on BetMGM tonight.
Oh, that's a sexy phrase.
Quote Dr. Dre, creep with me and walk with me on this one.
Welcome to a new era of wagertainment. This is the BetMGM Network. Do you want to help make betting great again? Join Zach Walchuk.
I went to guaranteed rate field. The tarp is off. The rain is still falling, but it's really light. So we're going to finish this ball game, it looks like, Bobby.
Looks like it.
Tigers, if you're just tuning in to go 1-0 lead in the second inning of this game, White Sox tied it up on a Colson-Montgomery home run in the fifth inning. In the top of the ninth inning, Tigers get a home run from Spencer Torkelson off the lefty Isert. Take the 2-1 lead. Jahmai Jones pinch hit double. Dylan Dingler intentional walk. Zach McKinstry at the plate when the rain started. And I don't think it took more than about 2 pitches, Bobby, and it went from 0 to 100 really quickly. And it became a monsoon very quickly. And that's when the game was called 2-1 Tigers, 2 on 2 outs, and a 2-2 count on Zach McKinstry. But what a home run. If you missed it earlier, banged it off the foul pole and left. It was a beautiful sight.
It sure was. Great swing. You knew it had the distance. The question was it going to stay in the yard fair? And it did.
So a rain delay of almost any length is going to take the pitchers out of the game. So Isert was on the mound. Brandon Isert was on the mound. He comes out. Kyle Finnegan, it looked like Bobby was probably going to get the bottom of the ninth inning.
Think so.
As you said, no one was warming.
Yeah, nobody was getting hot in that Tiger bullpen. So.
And he'd only thrown 11 pitches, but he will be coming out. Will Vest is getting loose. Cam Booser, one of the lefties, one of the 4 lefties in the bullpen, will come on for the Chicago White Sox. Zach McKinstry at the plate, 2 on and 2 outs. Booser, 32nd appearance of the year, and comes into this game high walks, high strikeouts.
Yeah, Cam Booser, left-hander, 3/4 slot, 4-seam fastball, sweeper, cutter, changeup. Of the 3, the main 3 of that 4-seam fastball, the sweeper, the cutter, 49%, just about 50% on that 4-seamer. He'll throw it in the mid-90s, touches 7 and 8, sit around 6. His most oft-used pitch, pretty true fastball. He's been pretty good out of that bullpen for the Sox all year long.
Shuts down lefties. It's a big left-right split. Last year, lefties hit 270 against him. This year, they are just 5 for 34, hitting 140. With no power, righties have hit 250 with power. Zach McKinstry, as we know, has hit lefties, but this is a particular challenge for him. And Booser, again, inherits the 2-2 count. So, Tigers will try to add on here in the top of the ninth inning. Just glad that we have resumed play. It looked like it could be a while with the early radar, and then the rains moved out pretty quickly. Booster's going to work over on the first base side of the rubber. Jahmai Jones is the runner at second. Dylan Dingler is the runner at first. 2-1 Tigers with 2 on, 2 outs in the ninth. McKinstry at the plate. First pitch from Booser is a 2-2. The pitch got him. Sweeper backed up on the front door. Zach McKinstry takes it called third. Just like that, top of the ninth comes to an end. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning, 2-1 Tigers. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. We are professional grade. Michigan residents get $1,000 lease cash. Well-qualified GM employees with a current eligible GMC lease use it to get a 24-month ultra-low-mileage lease for $199 per month with $29.99 due at signing on a 2025 Sierra light-duty elevation crew cab 4x4 with a 2.7-liter engine. That's $199 per month with $29.99 due at signing. Must be a current lessee of a 2020 model year or newer Buick or GMC vehicle through GM Financial for at least 30 days prior to the new vehicle sale. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Mileage charge of 25 cents a mile over 20,000 miles. At participating dealers only. Residency restrictions apply. Visit gmcofferinfo.com for details.
For 95 years, in communities across the globe, Gallagher's Insurance, Risk Management, and Consulting Solutions have helped businesses face their future with confidence. Whether your business is across the street or around the world, we are ready to help you through any challenge. As a proud partner of the Detroit Tigers, we want to do the same for the city of Detroit and all of Michigan. We're dedicated to building confidence together with you. To learn more, visit ajg.com. Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant.
Get Motor City Clean at Clean Express Auto Wash and wash anywhere with our Wash Smart Unlimited membership, the official car wash of the Detroit Tigers.
Will Vest takes over on the mound. Pitching change brought by Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think forward first. 2, 3, 4 hitters. They need Sosa, right-hander, the lefty Benintendi, the righty Luis Robert Jr. to face Will Vest in the 9th inning. Rain still falling. First pitch popped up, foul and out of play. Will Vest been a little bit off of late. Had a good outing yesterday. The numbers overall are very good. He's just been, Bobby, over a few outings, he'd been a little bit hittable.
Yeah.
Strike one, swinging a foul out of play.
And again, I know we've said it quite a bit, but the location is the key. I mean, and it's easy to sit here and say, yeah, throw the ball, don't throw it over the middle of the plate. Sometimes that's hard. And that, not over the middle of the plate doesn't mean just try to pick at edges, but you got to get towards those thirds.
0-2, check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. No?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
That first base dugout is letting Las Diaz have it, too. He's looking right in there.
Side view. Ooh, very close. 1-2, the count on Sosa. Having a very good year offensively. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Got him with the beauty of a slider down and away.
Yeah, good pitch right there from Will Vest. Started that slider out of third, breaks off the edge. Well done right there. Perfectly executed right where Dylan Dingler wanted it. He gave it to him. Sosa swings and misses.
Brings up Andrew Benintendi. Odd left-right split for him this year. He has been much better against lefties. Hitting just .220 with a little bit of power against righty. Power numbers the best of his career. Change up low and away. The 1-0. Fastball misses in. Benintendi's got pretty good discipline. He can draw a walk, make it throw him a strike. He's got good bat-to-ball skills. Comes into this game hitting .226, but again, good power numbers. Fastball misses. 3-0. Numbers for Will Vest. He's got 16 saves. This is his 48th appearance. He's worked 50 innings, walk rate of 2.5, a strikeout rate of 10 per 9 innings. The 3-0. Fastball on the outer edge for a called strike. He shut down lefties. He has shut down righties. But again, just a little more hittable because of what Bobby talked about. Location in the middle of the plate, just too much. Good chance he can get back into this at-bat. Ground ball to second base, down to a needed field. The Gleyber Torres gathers it up. Easy over to first. 2 outs in the 9th inning. Tigers leading 2-1. 2 outs, that leaves it up to Luis Robert Jr.
Ground ball at Gleyber right there. He was extra sure, went to a knee, make sure he gathered it. These conditions wet, make sure you get a good grip on that thing before you let it go.
Luis Robert Jr. bat heating up, but he has not hit righties at all this year. Just 200 with no power, and that's 250 at bats. 1-0, swing and a miss. Chase to fastball, the sinker below the knees. Torres at second base, shades up the middle. The outfield, Green at left, Baez in center, Perez in right. All shift to the right on Luis Robert Jr. The 1-1, swinging a shot to second base. Gleyber Torres a step to his left, fields and flips to Torkelson. Tigers win. Nice job by Will Vest to close it out in the 9th inning. Spencer Torkelson's home run off the foul pole in the top of the 9th inning breaks the 1-1 tie. Tigers start the road trip off with a win over the Chicago White Sox, their 69th win of the year in Game 120. Our final score, the Detroit Tigers 2 and the Chicago White Sox 1.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free, or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client.